Hi guys, my name is Simi Badiru and welcome to another episode of Creative Control. This is a special edition set to celebrate women in the creative and entertainment industry. So let's go around the table and everybody please introduce yourself.
Bev.
Starting for me. Okay, yeah, so my name is Beverly Munachisom Charles. I'm the co-label manager for Kilo Better Records Limited, head of marketing for Freemake Digital, and lots more, but this one is major, yeah.
So yeah, she's Marvel's manager. Just to say it was, if you don't know what Kilobede Records is, yeah, she's the manager of the hottest artists on streets right now.
My name is Mobola Awe, and I'm the general manager for Partyverse, and I'm also project manager for Palm Wine Music Festival.
Okay.
Oh, me. Hi, I'm Olajumoke. I'm a lawyer and also a talent manager.
Hi everyone, I'm Chidinma R, also known as Didi. I'm currently the GM for 1RPM Nigeria, but I'm a lot of things to different people.
Amazing. Okay, so I think where I want to start from is obviously like everybody here is in the entertainment space in one capacity or the other, right? And it's also a space that generally and conventionally, like, you don't really think about it and think, oh, we're going to end up like hosting parties or managing artists or, doing all that kind of cool stuff. So what was your first real introduction to like the entertainment space that you felt like, okay, yeah, I want to make this a career? I want to ask Jokers.
The funny thing is, I think I'm still asking myself who chose this as a career for me. Like, did I decide?
Real.
Or it just happened that, or maybe I just know how to do certain things. So I'm still not sure if this is my career because tomorrow you can see me and I'm in Texas, just access me like that. But how did I start? A friend of mine reached out to me then to say they had they needed help with the SARS Academy and if I was free. So I'm like, oh, okay, sure. And yeah, so I started as the administrator of the academy. And what I did then was just make sure that the session then ran smoothly and all of that. So yeah, but I'm the general secretary now. But I didn't think that it was a thing. I was just helping out my friend and it was just going to be the end for me. And sorry, I'm saying a lot of ands. I mean, I just wanted to be a lawyer, like maritime law, follow the money, like you split or yeah. So I think that's how I started.
I think I always say it's almost like in my DNA, kind of, but maybe not necessarily entertainment, but just kind of hosting people. It's kind of like something I enjoy doing, like just making sure that everyone has a great experience. So I would say like from university, you're kind of like helping out with parties that are happening. And then I moved back to Lagos in, was it 2013? And I kind of would go out of my way to do things, and a lot of friends would ask me like, oh, how did you know about that? How did you know about that? Because I feel like in Lagos, we're not very big on going out alone to actually find things, but I would do that, right? Back in the day, now. But I would do that, and then, my friends are like pushing me like, oh, tell me about this, but I have like different, like, groups of friends. Like, I like to do the most random things. I really do. Like, I will get bored of this. Like, it's not just club. It's like, I want to go to a drama. I want to go to a jazz festival. I want to go to just the most random, whatever. Yes. Like, I want to actually experience it so that I can say, okay, I don't like that. I like this. So I founded FOMO, which was Fear of Missing Out, Lagos. And then I started doing like, just kind of informing people. It was kind of just my friends at first, but just kind of informing people. And that grew. And then I was pushed to kind of start my own events because of like the following. And then started doing my own events. Next thing, Wale from Shodem Cap like reached out like, oh, like you should come and be a part of this thing I'm trying to do. And that's how Palm Wine first started as well. Started like focusing on like the vendors of that part, not even necessarily the production. And just kind of like started doing project management for it. And then with Passivest, which we launched last year, that was also like a position that just came about from like, I'll say all of my different experiences, and started doing that. So pretty much pushing like the social lifestyle, still helping people that want to plan stuff, like do stuff. And yeah, found myself here adjacent to the entertainment industry.
Great.
Yeah.
So Belle, I want to throw this next question to you, right? Working in the music industry, you have to be passionate about it to like keep going. So at what point did you feel like, okay, this is real for me, like this is actually a career, like I'm making this a thing?
I think my own is a legacy, actually.
Okay.
So I grew up watching my mom work with notable people.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, like Faze went to my primary school. I grew up. My mom was like was a figure like in my school for like young girls to want to be in her class, her dance class, or she's taking you for competition. But me, I was just the nerd. I was not interested, but I was just the nerd. I was doing the writing articles.
Oh gosh.
And writing articles. My mom was like, "Why don't you want to like do some this thing?" I was like, "No, I'm okay. I just want to focus," because then she initially started making it look like you have to be academic, and at some point you're now switching to tell me, "Oh, you have to now be." I'm like, "Just pick your battle." And then my sister, my cousin actually now started working outside the country with like notable people too as well. I think it was just a thing because I grew up in a house where there's like, you wake up in the morning and there's DMX playing. My dad is taking you on a drive, you listen to Orgies, this track. Everything in my house was music. My mom at some point had like canopies for rentals. At some point they were acting movies in my house. So, you know what I mean? Everywhere you turn to.
couldn't escape.
Even my uncle, my uncle was now rapping. He sit us down and rapping to it. I was like, okay, maybe I actually really like this thing, because even when I was like 9, I was already writing songs. Yeah, but I don't know how to sing, but I'll just write, and I feel like this rhymes well, But I'll just put it in my notepad, and then that's it. But I studied law. I'm actually a lawyer, but I didn't go through that part. Like immediately after law school, after 6 years in school, I was like, no, I'm not doing this law school. I need 1 year to understand my life first. And then that was when I hosted my first music camp in 2022. My mom supported me, and she was like, "What do you want?"
Now you did this independently?
Yeah, independently. I just had money I saved. I called 2 of my friends in Port Harcourt, and I was like, "See, I need to do this thing. I don't know what I'm doing in my life right now, and I don't know how to go and start begging people to teach me A and R, all this thing. Let me just do something that, I feel like I would do it, I can do it." And then my mom supported me with small money. And I hosted a camp for 1 week. It was for 3 days. The next thing, 1 week, I had people coming. I had a bunch of people. And I think from then I had that's when Show Them Camp followed me right after the camp. Other people started following me on Instagram. That's that. All that.
The rest is history.
Shout out to your mom.
No, seriously.
Shout out to your mom.
Yeah.
Miss Didi,
Yeah.
when this things start becoming real for you, like, what was the moments where you were like, okay, I'm a music babe?
So I think, you know how people are born and they just kind of navigate into their purpose without, I think that's how it happened for me. So for me, music was in my blood. My dad used to be in a band in the 70s. Morning devotion was an event in my house, different parts. I think everybody in my family plays an instrument. And it was just a family thing. But it was never something I thought as a career. I did cell biology and genetics. One of the things I wanted to become was a forensics officer. I wanted to work with the CIA. Like I was in that whole zone.
CIA.
That was my dream. But in school, you want to make extra money. You always want to have money for what I don't even know. The money from home is never enough. So I remember going for an ambassador search with Sound City. So I originally started out as a presenter. Worked on TV, had my own show. I think I was one of the youngest staff at NTA then. NTA 2 Channel 5, it was showed on International Belts. It was called Launch Vibes. And that's how I got to meet Banky, different people. Then Banky was promoting Ebute Meta, so my show was one of the shows he came to promote that on. And I would leave school and I would go to NTA and I would shoot like 4 to 6 episodes in one day because school was full time. So that was the only way I was able to balance. And that was the only place I could get a job that wouldn't interrupt school. So I was thrown into it, but from the broadcast side. And then after school, it was between going to do my master's or staying in Nigeria and just continuing what. But I was already seeing money. So I'm like, you know what, Daddy, maybe when I marry and I'm pregnant and I cannot do anything but read, then I'll do that, you know. But for now, I think I want to chase this. I think it's a dream and it's working for me. So that's how I was thrown into it. But music has always been in my blood. And my first client was Shay Shay. Got to manage her for 4 years when she just moved back to Nigeria. And then after that, I did some work with Tiny Entertainment. I did some work with DJ Lambo for a year. And then I moved on to Pato Ranking, and I managed Pato Ranking for Africa for 7 years. While with him, diversified into music distribution, worked with Ziki Media for 5 years. The truth is, even as an artist manager sometimes, or for me at the time, it seemed like, what was the future for women in music management? And at the time where I was at, because I didn't quite go to school for it, and there were a few of us that were doing it at the time, it just seemed wise to pivot, you know, because at some point we all want a family or we want kids. Where's the stability? And for me, that was why I pivoted. And then I joined 1RPM 2025 in March. And that's been the trajectory for me with music. But I think from the start, in my spirit, I always felt it was music. I wasn't just sure how I was going to. So I stumbled into my purpose.
So
but I'm here now.
Masters.
I haven't done it. I'm not pregnant yet, so let's see. But yeah, music.
Okay, so it's interesting that he said you needed to pivot, right? Because my next question was going to go into creating opportunities for yourself as a woman in this space, right? We're all familiar with our industry and how things work and how, like, you are generally put in unfavorable or uncomfortable situations just because you're trying to do your job, right? So, I know that personally for me, like, I got to a point where I was like, okay, if I'm going to continue with this talent management things, talent relations, whatever it is, I'm setting my boundaries. I'm not going to discuss or interact with certain artists because they don't have boundaries. I'm not going to deal with certain things because it doesn't work for me, right? So for you guys, it'd be interesting to hear, like, what was that moment where you decided that, you know what, my gender does not, like, you can't disrespect me because I'm a woman or treat me anyhow because I'm a woman. Like, I'm doing a job. I hope on two suddenly question.
Okay, so I think I would go first. So growing up for me, I've always been around like boys, my cousins. So I think that's sort of has helped me because my mouth is kind of sharp. So if you give me one, I'm giving you two. So I mean, it's not like I would be rude to you, right? If you call me, your energy or your first conversation, whatever you say to me first, is how I would respond to you. And I believe this thing for if you think that you are mad, this is mad. So when I start, right, and one thing that I've learned over time, it's like, okay, I always just tell people, I'm like, look, this route that you're going, if you think this is where you want to go, I can join you. But the thing is, we will not get what we want. So let's remain sane. Let's be civil. And I mean, you find out that people would want to try you first because you're a woman.
Yeah.
Like, so so when they see that, they've given you one and you've given them 100, like, this one is not even fire. Yes, exactly. So I mean, growing up with my cousins, growing up with boys, I think that has helped me because we're in the house, we're bantering, we're playing. Nobody's treating you as, oh, Jumoke. So sometimes I forget that with a girl.
Yeah.
So I think that's how I relate with them. So I've always been clear on my boundaries. So if you're not calling me to act stupid, because I'm going to tell you that that's stupid and there's love at home, please. Don't stress me. So yeah.
I want to go to you guys for a second because Ben's an assist manager, so and male assist manager, so which is up and down, left and right, and you do all the events. So you deal with vendors, you deal with all the people that think, Madam, go and call your boss for me. Right? So how do you know? I also have to keep them. How do you navigate? Because your entire surroundings is male dominated. You're all around men, 25 years, all the people that you have to deal with are men. I'm sure even your influencers, your dancers, everybody, men.
Not really though.
How do you?
The majority of the people around me, men. I think that's the story since I was born. It just be men. Me and my dad were birthday mates, but like 5 and 6, bro. Like you get so. But obviously, you definitely see people want to try you because you're a woman. It's not like the first conversation is always, is it not that man that I can talk to? I'm like, no, it's me. If you cannot go through me, forget it. So it's always like, even with my artist, at first it was difficult because it's like, why is this girl telling me to do this thing? She was supposed to tell me this thing. I was asking one day, do you feel like I'm not supposed to talk to you about something? Like, is there any problem? No, you just, obviously now, based on saying you be woman, you're not supposed to follow man like that. Like, but you know that, and I told him something, that's an advantage for you. Because you have a mother, a sister, and a father in one person. So when you start seeing it from that angle that, I mean, at the end of the day, man, this person is protecting me, this person is doing this for me. So like, we can be, let me just bring down how I feel. Maybe, obviously, like, you cannot fault a man's ego. That's how they feel.
Yep.
But just carry your madness away from me because every time you have me on, I have something to tell you for a fact. I'm not like, you can't put me down. Nah.
So because everybody's talking, I'm just like, yep. I think the exact same thing for me. I pretty much grew up in a household of, like, I have just one sibling, and that's an older sibling. So you know how you grow up, and that's what you know. So I'm literally, like, as a tomboy, the whole, I've also kind of been in, and it's so funny because I went to an all-girls school, but after that, I've pretty much been in, like, male-dominated everything, right? I studied civil engineering, knows why. So it's literally like, I think there was like 100 and something people in the class and we're only like 5 girls. So yeah, it's been I've just been in that male dominated industry. I worked in it for a little bit as well, and I've dealt with laborers. So it's so even coming into like where you're now dealing with vendors and just people that you want to, any artists and whatever, it's like, yeah, I have that, like I've done it. I know how to speak to them in that. If you have to come down to, let's speak Yoruba, and I have the face of someone that is even younger than what I look, so it's quite unfortunate, but it's just like once you just start talking to them, they'll just, okay, it's always a shocker thing, I went through all of that with them. So, I mean, it's really, and I'm not one to give energy to rubbish. Yeah. So I would just not give energy to that. Whatever you're bringing my way, I won't even give you that energy. You'll just wasting your time.
Okay, so do you also ask, right? So you've done you've managed Shea, and you've managed Fato Ranking. So what's the difference in managing a male artist and managing a female artist, and what are the expectations? Because obviously, like, women, it seems to be that you guys will be closer, sisters, there's a better, less turbulent relationship. But like with men, because I remember when the news came out that Ashake let go of his manager, and the manager went on an interview and said, it's great to manage a global artist, but I need to do it with my family. I need to watch my kids grow up. And I know that this is a sentiment across many male managers. So what's the difference?
I mean, it was very different. For me, it was almost like a culture shock. Now, managing a male artist. But then there was a wealth of knowledge that I came with from managing Shea because she had already had a previous career internationally. So I thought I was going to teach a new thing, but I was going to learn from them because 2 different artists, 2 different backgrounds, 2 different upbringings, 2 different personalities. With Shea, there was a lot of friendship and sisterhood, yes, but there were also a lot of catfights and misunderstandings and hormonal situations, but we would, it's true, we would cry together, and If they broke our hearts, they broke my heart. If they broke my hearts, we're all in a funny mood. But it's relative. So eventually you have to understand that you're here to do a job, and it's not going to always be about the sentiment of it. And yes, it was different. With female artists, there's a lot of boxes to tick. There's a lot of expectations. There's glam. There's, a lot. And then with a male artist, they're pretty much pick up and move. And then now you are the female in the team. So you have to keep up. You have to think like a man, but also know when to apply your softness and know how to be diplomatic and at the same time be cool. And not talk too much. And not be crying. And not be wearing heels and be dragging everybody back, so it was a whole culture shock. But the funny thing, I also grew up like a tomboy. There's just two of us girls in my family. So my dad and my mom, they always say we had all the boys we wanted in both of you. And we would play football, climb trees, fight, many, many things. But with Sheyi, I had to be a lady. And it goes from working with a female and then she has glam sorted for her, but you have to be in the same rooms and you don't want to look like the help. So I had to learn how to do makeup. I had to learn how to dress more presentably. I had to learn how to speak just a little bit louder in a room full of guys. I learned how to command the room without shouting. And then now sliding back to my tomboyishness with Pastor Ranking was like I had to now unlearn and relearn so many things, but then find the balance of Sheyi, Pato, my background, my personality, and then know how to apply that. And then Pato's upbringing is also different because he's blowing from Nigeria, so there's the mentality and there's a Nigerian, and you have to cater to that. But also with him, I learned how to apply my softness because he's still a man. I'm his manager, but then he's also the CEO of his label. Yeah. So you have to deal with multiple personalities. And even though you are the leader for Africa, there's his ego. There's all the other 12 men, their egos, and you have to balance it. So yes, it was very different for me, but then it was a very huge learning curve. And they had to all become my brothers for me to be able to relate. You can never be their boss. No. You have to be their sister. And on certain days, you have to be their mother. And on certain days, you have to be their assistants. Yes, it means that all the guys will sit at some point and you'll be the one running around, and you need to be okay with that. But you also have to think on your feet. So a lot of the times when I used to create the person that is Didi, whether it's in the boardroom or in meetings, would usually be on long flights because I try not to sit around them so I can think and so I can process. And I used to write down a lot of things that I needed to do. So yeah.
Interesting.
And this is that both of you said, you do the whole basketballs aura for aura thing. And yes, I believe in that. I just had a very different journey where I didn't have to do that a lot. Not because I didn't. I think it was just the way I chose to navigate. So my voice is not very loud in the room. I don't know how to shout. So I don't know how to shout, but I also learned it's like adapting. If you swim a lot, your lungs, can stay without air for a long time. So being in rooms where, maybe in this era, it would be to shout back or to, give back. I learned how to finesse a very firm voice where I don't need to say that. But when I say what I need to say, when you look at me, I'm not messing with you. That's just one thing I know that I needed to add there, because there's a trend now in the industry where, you give your manager's number to someone and they would rather speak to you, even if you're not very knowledgeable about what you should be speaking on. And that's because they don't want to deal with that.
Yeah.
Identifying that helped me to also grow as a person so that I don't have to do that each time. So Didi, ideally in the industry, would not be the person where they're like, oh, I don't want to speak to your manager, or wow, that Didi babe. No, it would always be, I like her, and we'll always find a way around it, but it's still not play.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to add that.
Okay, so do you guys think that it is more difficult now to pursue a career in the music industry as a woman than it was before, or do you think it's easier?
I think so.
You
I think it's easier.
I think it's easier now.
I think it's more acceptable.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
more
Acceptable.
like,
I think there's more women doing better knowledge that even men have these days. I think it's very clear. We're more detailed with stuff.
There are more examples of success.
So let's go into that. What do you think a woman needs to have longevity in the industry? Because you say that there are more examples, great, but like even at that, like if you sit down here and think about, okay, who are we looking up to? Like, there are not that many. Most of the people that I think of are within my age range or not too far off, or maybe a little bit older, but like, there are not that many people that we're looking up to. So, like,
I think that's because it's welcoming now.
Yeah.
So, and then there's a lot of people that are doing it now that are actually making an impact. So, yeah, and then people are just looking up to, okay, I can actually do this. I've actually met like a girl I used to know like 5 years ago. And she was looking at me like, this thing that you're doing, self, like, what do you think you're like? Every day you leave Bagada, we're going to Milan. There's nothing coming out of you, but I said, don't worry, you understand. Right? Well, now, fast forward to now, she's like, bro, how can I learn this thing? I'm seeing that this can
it's
work,
working.
So, and if you have passion for it, for sure.
Yeah. I agree. What structures do you think you should put in place for women to feel safe or happy? Because I'm still going to go into like the inappropriateness of our industry, but together, what kind of things do you think we need to do to protect ourselves in our space?
I think people just need to respect themselves. Like,
Period.
if you respect yourself, you respect the next person.
Yes.
You're not going to act
Easy.
you know that's okay, this person, regardless of how she looks or whatever, like,
She's here for work.
yes. And upbringing matters a lot as well.
Yeah.
You do not lie.
Like our culture thing, like the whole thing, it's an culture thing.
You're right.
It's going to take a while to for everybody to
That's
be like,
when you
oh
say-
yeah, it's okay now.
When you say this, when you said your approach to things like different, communicating, stuff like, I think now is different when you now approach, because I think everybody's now informed.
Yeah.
Actually,
So everybody's so informed now. So if you're coming to
For
me,
things they are informed.
well,
then you inform them when they come.
I don't mind being the villain. I don't care. If you're coming to me and you want to, you're actually trying to trigger me, I'm definitely going to get triggered.
Yeah.
And you should not blame me for my reaction if you're triggering it. So I think now people are informed, so you shouldn't be behaving stupid. I think before, a lot of people didn't know how to navigate, how to speak, how to even address situations.
Yeah.
If I'm addressing you quietly and you still want to be, I can't, there's nothing I can do.
I mean, just that what Bev has said. For me, when I started, like, it did not make sense to me why two people work on something and trying to get the rights of the other person. You're now saying, oh, or he didn't do much, she didn't do much, this, that. So that, like, it used to piss me off. Like, I was always so upset. Like, what are you saying? You don't even have to be a lawyer to
Know that.
common sense.
Yeah.
We worked on something together. So I would be so angry. And then I think there was a time at home that I was quiet for a while. And so I can't remember who came to me. I was like, Jumoke, are you okay? I'm like, yeah. They're like, you've not argued splits. You've not said, when you read 10%, when you read 5%. I'm like, hey, do I shout every day? Yes. Yes. So even at home, that's how they, like, so they sort of had an idea of what it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm like, so one day I thought to myself, I'm like, maybe these people genuinely don't know. Right? Maybe I'm here to educate people. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do. So then I tried to, like, okay, you know what? When you come to me, I'm like, oh, this is not how it works. This is it. And some people genuinely don't know. Some people are open to you, like, educating them or just telling them. Some people are idiots. I'm sorry.
I've chosen to not understand.
But they still want to try you.
Yeah.
So at that point, I'm like, okay, Sama, but but my objective is I understand that people have worked on this thing, right? And personally, even if I enjoy music, even if I like wasn't in the creative space, so I also understand the process. So I never want to be that person that says, you know what, this is not going to be released. And I always say to people, look, you might not have what it is I want now, but there are other values.
Other things, yeah.
So if I say I want XYZ, but you have ABC, for example, okay, so just let me know, okay, I don't have this now, but we can do this. Let's not look at one thing, because as much as people like to say or think that, oh, even when we say to, I don't know if it's the same with your clients, when you say, oh, relationship matters, they can shoot you when you say that thing. Like, let's do it for relationship.
Matters,
but it actually
like
so important.
not just in the music space, in life generally. Like, that's how people break bread. That's how people do stuff. Like, I'm not going to do business with someone I don't like.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yep.
So if I have an experience with you now and I have a meeting with Mobola tomorrow and we're just talking like, oh, I met this person, blah, blah, this was how the person treated me. I don't know that that person is coming to meet you tomorrow, but I'm closer to you, right? And I've said it. So when the person comes to you, it's like, this one I went here and I acted like this. What would you do to me? Like, so yeah, so that's what I've learned. So most times when people say, I always say to people, I'm like, look, not everybody will like me, I know. But the good thing is, if there are 10 people, maybe I can say 2 people won't like me. I'm fine with 8 liking. And if you ever say, if you're somewhere and you say, oh, I spoke to Jumoke, or this, that, the first question anybody will ask you is, kilo shifu. Like, what have you done to her? So now, most times when I know, when someone, maybe a different person reaches out and I know other people on the team, so I just call and say, see, people have come to for my trouble now. If I answer you, say, because my email, something I've also learned is my emails are also straightforward. So sometimes you think that, I'm like, this
emails you that she's fighting.
It's the lawyer in me. I don't think 1, 2, 3. I'm just answering you. Like, let's go straight to the point. So I've also learned that. So sometimes I would actually pick up the phone. I'm like, okay, what do you want? This is what I want before we move it to. So you won't think I'm fighting. I'm not fighting you. Me, I'm just speaking my English and showing you that it's true. I went to law school.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to go into like
Standing your ground as it leaves in this space, right? Because people are very, very inappropriate. People propose the proposition things that don't make sense. They talk to you in ways that don't make sense, that they would never do to like men or anybody else in the space, right? So how do you maintain conflict when people try to like take the piss? So like, let's say you've been in conversation with somebody and the person is like, oh no, they don't want this, and you're still trying to find ways to salvage the situation, but the person just isn't giving in. How do you manage conflict?
And let it burn now. And all of us will come and sit down again and fix it. While speaking English, I'm telling you, oh, this, that, doing. I don't like to talk too much. I just want to sleep and enjoy my life. So let everything burn. I will come back and you say, this happened, okay. So
because you still come back.
Exactly. So
you need a
always.
solution.
If you are giving, I think someone told me this. If you are giving somebody value, you are giving somebody value.
Yeah.
If it's working, it's working. If it's not working, it's not working.
I will let everything. I will come back.
But yeah,
again.
there's alignment, and sometimes it's actually just God telling you that this one is not supposed to happen. I beg.
Sexual advances occur.
So I wouldn't say that it doesn't happen, but thankfully I've never been in that space. So I think also because of, I would have to say thank you to my clients first. Also how they treat me. So people have seen that, like, if you do anyhow to this one, before she even answers you, people will answer you first. So it's like, okay, or if someone as little as maybe just says something off, and maybe I say it to one of my people, they are very quick to like come. So me in my head, I'm like, it's not that serious. So I'm like, no, you should
You
not. I'm like,
didn't
I
understand
don't
it.
even-
You didn't gauge. You didn't. You're just like. You're
I was
just
just giving them gist that when
Yeah.
I went here or this thing happened, and they're like, no, it's wrong. You shouldn't have done it. I'm like, Emi Obinu, like it was just this. So I think that has helped, and also again, I think people also know who to mess with.
This is true.
like
This is true.
they know.
No, this is true.
Eventually, but
This is
yeah.
true. I think if somebody sees you as weak, like they've already judged. Sometimes you might not be at all, but maybe they've judged you in one way. They will
from
do some
stories.
things they won't do to somebody else.
So
'Cause
and I think
they'll
also
they'll just
people
do some
that
things.
they've seen you with,
That's what's
right?
Mhm.
So they're
This is
like,
true.
if we go to this one like this, the people that will come and meet us.
You'll be too
Ah.
here. Let's do it. Yeah.
So I think that's what. But I've definitely had. I'm also careful not to put myself in situations where, because in my head I'm like, if that happens, how am I supposed to react?
React, yeah.
Because, for example, when I went to Egypt and I was just standing, and there was a guy that I was taking photos, and this guy just came and then touched me inappropriately. And that's not even the industry. In my head, me that I've imagined like any scenario like that. Punch you, slap you. I was
Just froze.
exactly. I was just there like, what just happened? It took,
The shock.
in my head, I'm like, I'm far from home. And they're not really nice people in Egypt.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
if I hit this person now, if I end up
You,
in
they will look
jail,
up.
before they wake up at yeah, Matty Jamie, what if they? So I was even more upset that I
You
couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
So when I'm going to certain places, I'm like, you know what? Let me even just stress in a way that don't even look at
Look
me.
at me,
Don't
yeah.
even whisper. Don't even try to say Jumoke.
I
is
hate that
this,
we have to
Jumoke
think of
is
those
that.
things.
So,
Sorry, like I actually hate that we have to think of those
I will
things.
never not think about it.
Yeah, it's just what it is, but like it's also like I hate that we have to.
Like I
Yeah.
said earlier,
That's
that's
what
what times fellow book.
Yeah.
That's saying that I refuse to interact with because I've been privy to their behavior, ahead of their behavior, and I'm just like, guy, why would you put yourself in that position? Like, there's no point when you know that what is likely to happen. Like, please. That's sometimes when they're saying, I'll just leave the men in the office to deal with. Just leave
It's actually even harder when you're managing a male artist.
Yeah.
It's actually really harder because as much as you yourself, you know your principle, you know how disciplined you are, bro, like certain things will just happen and you'll be like,
How did I get
And I know
You hold me.
am I supposed to be staying? Am I supposed to be in this
Yeah.
country?
No, like,
No,
no.
no. I keep questioning myself, but at the same time, you know, it's something I'm very core about. I'm very core about minding my business because for my value, I know if you do pass myself.
Yes.
For how if I say they pay me this amount of money, I am 100 in. Okay, yes, let's just do the job. I beg. Any other thing, it's not my business. But I'm because I'm also closer to my artist. Yeah, I give him those wisdom that I know that he needs, like to know that this is not the way to treat a lady. You don't talk to a lady like this. You don't because you don't. No matter where he's coming from, no matter his upbringing, it's up to me as a girl in that ecosystem to actually tell him that this is what this can ruin your career. You see all this money we're getting now, it go end if you fuck up like this. So I actually do that from time to time.
I mean,
You know,
just
and
that.
I try to debunk any BS that comes up because, to be honest, too, you can be met in situations like this, and you're like, bro, like, how did you get there? Why are you involved in this thing? So, yeah.
I mean, just to give an example, right? Even down to taking photos. They're like, I'm sure sometimes we think that Jumoke's is too much for you.
I mean, they already
So I'm
know.
like, don't touch anybody. Put your hand there.
Oh my god.
Because they're like, well, this person came to me. I'm like, yes, but you've also seen, you've heard stories where someone will just come
Because of one
and
picture.
there's an allegation, and then there's one photo that you don't even remember when you took the photo, and then you're just happy that yes, you want a photo, fine, and you're there like, but the way people tell these stories, they just need it to sow doubt.
Yes.
And whether you say, I didn't do it, we all know how bad like news flies faster than. So I'm like, no, put your hand like this, do it like this. So, in fact, if you can do like this,
Because at the end of the day, to be honest, it's just you they are going to blame.
Yeah.
Nobody's going to be
Can
like,
you not
guys around
overseeing
you.
this?
It's the lady that is there.
Yeah.
They're going to ask, like, didn't you see this? Didn't you know about this?
And
So-
apart from that, I think my fear now is, I know my person, right? God forbid there's an allegation. I want to
be able to
I don't want to be that person that you want to do right by other women. But there's also the person that you no longer. So you can tell that, okay, this person can behave like this, right? But in that situation, nobody is seeing it like that. So you're not that voice like, oh, this person cannot, he didn't do it. And then the world will turn it to, you're not a girl.
You're not a girl.
So
Yeah,
every
I'm
day, I
gonna
just,
try.
but I pray to God that God, please,
But they actually
anybody
real
that
people
will come and miss
experience
them
Yep.
and will spoil their life, please chase them away. Let them not even meet if they are
them.
supposed to. And then I also pray that they also are disciplined enough.
Yeah.
Right? They don't fall into temptations. They're not in that position where, maybe they just, because again, our industry is fast paced. It's not, and it's very,
Environments as well.
if you don't look for them, they will look for you.
Yes.
If you say no, they will. So I'm like, so even seeing that first time, I'm like, wow, people are crazy. So I was like, I just always pray for strength for them. That's what's
Very big on discernment. Just
Society
God to give them
and
discernment.
people around a lot of these artists enable a lot of nonsense, right? So you're just one person, like you're just the one manager. You still have all the 10, 20, 15 boys that follow you up and down that think that, yes, now they're already with a superstar, they can do anything they want, they don't care. And it's dangerous to the artist, to the manager, to everybody involved. Everybody should just...
Another little part to add is it's great to walk the landscape and then not experience stuff like that. I can't really say the same, but I'm not going to go into details. I think that, yes, what you said is very true. How your artist carries you in front of people is so important. And it tells a lot about the kind of conversations you have behind the scene before you guys go into public and the kind of values that he carries or he learns from you. That's if it's a guy. And the way he treats you is how his guys will treat you.
Yes.
And then the way they treat you is how people who approach you will treat you. So for me, I think I got to a certain extent where I was now always put in situations where if you see Didi, this situation is very serious. So because I moved through the landscape, at some point I had to stop being everywhere.
Yeah.
That's another thing that comes to females as well. You now have to be that oh, you need to speak to Didi. Yeah, I saw them at an event. Didi will reach you. Didi will call Didi. Oh, she'll email you. And then when you hear from me, that's when you know the business has started. But you see, I had to make that conscious decision. And I also had to now become that person who didn't want to also be everywhere, because I realized that being everywhere, maybe it's me, but being everywhere, I started being a little bit scattered mentally. So I've woken up very early at 4 a.m. We have all these events. We have all these things. If I'm too busy with you everywhere, the work will not be done.
Yeah.
So I had to subconsciously decide, you know what? Now there are people on the team, let me delegate. There are certain people that will travel. If we're going within Nigeria, you don't need to see me in Owerri. You don't need to see me in Asaba. It doesn't mean I'm not working, but it means that while they are in the air, business is still moving. Things are still happening. So I had to consciously separate myself from, I'm not going for club activation. I'm not going here. It's not because I'm better than the situation, but
Just doesn't need, need to be there.
and then even sometimes, and then even when I'm on the road with you, like if we're going internationally, I make sure that the people who are traveling are functional.
Key figures.
So I will not be everywhere, but I will be everywhere. So I can be in a room, but someone else is speaking. But when it's time for the decision, it boils down. Do you get what I mean? So I know that I've seen you with your artists. I've seen you, Jumoke commands the room, and it reminds me of when I was with Shay, and I did my rounds with her everywhere. I was everywhere. In fact, there were people that would call her to thank her because they saw me at their events, but she did not come. Oh, we got your support. Yes, Didi came. So, so I feel like I got to a point where I did the rounds, and then I had to make sure that my enjoyment was my enjoyment.
Yeah.
If I'm going to the club now, I'm going with my girls. If I'm going here, it's with my people.
Yeah.
It's no more like, I don't want to do the same things I do at work in my spare time. So I had to separate it.
Yeah.
And that also helped me deal with whether it's sexual advances or inappropriate talking, or in fact, we can be in a room and there's this thing that guys do where they crack these funny jokes where you're trying to drive a business deal home, but you say things like, I'm no worry, no overthink. This thing just be like, oh man, you get as you go touch them, they go come out their pants by themselves. And then you're the woman sitting in the room. Oh, you're sitting in the room, and some of them are older than you, and then everybody laughs, and you're the only one with a straight face because
that was funny.
Do you get what I mean? So I've been in rooms like that, and the higher you go, the more audacious they are to say those kind of things. And don't laugh about it. Don't compromise on that. In fact, my assist is the one that will correct them in front of me. Politely, boss, no talk that kind of thing. That's so you get a woman for you. So having men that fight for you in those rooms is so key. But at the same time, just make sure that until it gets to the point where you really need to be there, try to make yourself scarce. Because another thing is when I'm partying with you and we're out and we're traveling and we're Snapchatting and we're posting, it's like you can approach my clients a certain way, but I've seen her yash too. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's censored. I've seen what she looks like in a bikini. It doesn't mean you don't wear a bikini, but it's just you have to select the places that you are being seen in a certain way so that they can address you the only way they've ever seen you.
100. I think this is the perfect thing that works actually for me.
Yes.
Right? Because I'm dealing with, I feel like I'm the only girl with a bunch of guys. And these are young boys in their youthful exuberance. And they're just like drinking and a lot of things. But I think because of what I've already instilled in my artist, there are certain conversations he doesn't let me, I don't hear about it. Even when it has to do with women or this girl, I'm talking to this girl now. There are guys that you can have those conversations. There are like 10 of them. You can call them, sit them down and talk. But the thing is, because I've made my space his peace.
Yes.
So he has seen that, this person is this way. And I want this person to be respected this way. There are certain things I'm not going to bring to this person.
Exactly.
Like down to even dealing with, like, how artists just start dealing with drugs, have drug problems, stuff like that. This is not this person's lane of doing this thing. Or, please keep it away. Like, babe is coming to the house now. They're cleaning everywhere. Just know I don't want.
Another thing is, and I'm sorry to bring this up. I think that while we pray for the things that we want as women, we should also pray for our clients, because a lot of them they're not like us. Do you get what I mean? When you come into a situation, you kind of gauge the room. Is this person a like-minded person? How do I make this person see things this way? If you don't commit to that person or cover that person in certain ways, whether it's prayer, whether it's even guidance, whether it's, don't say things like that. That's rude. Little whispers. There was a time which, and big shouts to Patu, like that guy is just mad. But we would travel and he would say, we're going to the club. Do you want to come? He will always offer, do you want to come? He knows I will say no, but he will offer, But surprisingly, there was one time I followed them. It was outside the country. I'm like, I don't want to be in the hotel. Let's just go. So we went and I was sitting close to him. And there were a bunch of girls that came, take picture. It was like, are you people afraid? Come close now. They were now looking. Oh, no, she's not my babe. She's my manager. So that's also, so I wanted to highlight that because once again, like adaptability, as you enter certain rooms, you find that there's this invisible wall that is built without you knowing, where you assume the resting bitch face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
I had to. I didn't have it before. Before I used to be like this.
That's my.
I think it's everybody's.
Yeah. There are some people that are born with it. So there are some people that are born with it that are just good. I was never like that. I used to be the over smiley person.
Yeah, you have
a cute
You see,
like.
but yeah, I had to learn. I had to learn how to have that. You have to check if I'm around. Like, don't. Yes. So, and you know how fans don't send you. They don't send. They will grab your artist. They will push you. So from afar, you can imagine girls all doing like this, and I'm just sitting there. I'm sipping my drink. Auntie, I can't even see you. You know, and he's like, oh, that's my manager. She's not my babe. Come. I had to now stand up and be like, it's okay. Come take pictures. But I knew that the reason why they didn't approach
was because of you.
Was the disposition of the table first. You know, and yeah, just wanted to add that.
But I think with my face is permanently like, and tell me, oh, Jumoke, yes. Well, I've always been like that because my friend from secondary school, like, she saw me recently. She was like, Jumoke, you still do this thing with your face. It's like, smile. I'm like, oh. I also think that it shouldn't stop like anyone from coming to you for anything.
Absolutely.
I think it also boils down to the person, right? And your approach. You see people see you, just come, and
there are people like that.
Like, so I think the industry is just interesting because certain things, and it's funny now because when I go home sometimes, I'm like, can you believe this? And they're laughing at me because maybe when they were telling me about it when I was younger, I thought they were doing too much. So I'm now that person. And to me, it's just common sense. Like you're coming, even if the person, especially for an artist, right? You have to remember that they're human beings as well. Yeah. So yes, they're famous and everything, but when you're approaching them, it's simple, like, hi, can I get, not you just imposing yourself. I'm like, how do we just forget ourselves? Like, how do you, exactly.
Because people just feel like they know whoever. It's like, I know you. They don't know you.
Why do you think that's you handy in your own mood and it's fine for you? But then them, like, they don't have that choice. Yeah. So, and I've been in situations where my people are uncomfortable. I can tell that they're uncomfortable, but they don't want to.
They don't know how
to say it. Yeah. So I'm that person. If you like, street face, JSC, I just look at my person. Say, are you ready to go? Follow me. Don't look at them. Don't. So by the time you're doing you're this thing, where I'm even looking at you as I'm.
I deal with that every time. That's why I don't even go to. I don't like going. They already know I don't like clubs. So if you're doing already their club thing, my own is I want to make sure that the people that are supposed to be there are there with him. My own is there's no direct flash on his face. There's no camera. Just leave him alone. Let him party. And most of the times, they just in bed. I just want to party. Like, why do people just have to come to my space and start recording me? So when your artist is always saying that, telling you all these things, and then these fans, they'll feel like, this person is doing too much. No, I'm not doing so much. I'm doing my own.
You have to be the bad guy. You have to be the bad guy.
I know.
Okay, so what advice would you guys give younger girls about protecting their space? Like when they are coming into the industry? Because I know that me, like growing up and when I first started in the industry, I was a partier. Like for people that know me, they know that I was outside.
I'm still outside.
I'm still outside, but I was outside. And I think, just I think it's easy to say avoid certain situations because now you look back and you know that some things are just not necessary. But I think for young girls, always just try to be aware because you just always be aware of your surroundings. Like, don't let anybody tell you what your surrounding is. Be aware of where you are and what you are doing. Always have an exit strategy. That's also another thing. Like, always have a way out. Whether it's Uber, whether it's driver, whether it's your friend that's going to come and pick you up. Always have a way out because you never want to be in a situation where you're stuck, you can't do anything, and then you're going to be taken advantage of. It's just not necessary. So, always have a way out, always protect your space, and always just know what you're there to do and be out once you're done doing what you're there to do. That's it.
I'll give an example, right? And I love going out. If you know me, you probably you know that you would see me outside. But one thing that I do is I go to places that I'm familiar with, or
Is your people that are doing the event?
not even the people are not even my business. I know them. But you see, if I'm the one greeting the security and outside, the waiter, I'm the one gisting with them and all of that, right? So over time, they've become my people. When they
Yes.
don't see me sometimes, when they see anyone that knows me, like, okay, say hi to Mama first, or say hi to
Mama.
this girl. So when they see me, sometimes when I'm not around, when I go out and they're like, oh, you traveled, welcome back. These people look out for you. So if something is going to happen, or they also know you so well that if I look a certain way, they're like,
are you
what's
okay?
going on? Are you uncomfortable?
Yeah.
Who is disturbing you? So that works for me. Like, I go to places, I somehow I think that I'm thankful for that. Like, I just always make sure that I have a community.
Yeah.
And I've realized that what everyone wants is, it's not even about the money that you would give them. It's a little,
Acknowledgement.
yes, how are
Yeah.
you? Like,
Humanizing
even
them.
just knowing their names. Like, okay, because
Acknowledgement.
everybody that's going there is probably not paying attention to that. So they remember the one person
That said hi to them.
exactly. So everywhere you're coming in and my face is straight, they're like, you're not happy today. What happened? This, that. I'm like, oh no, no problem. I just want to chill. So that's, and there's, I would also say, be yourself, because if we're acting in the industry now, because we're trying to avoid certain things, right? We're so guarded, and it's not fair on us that we have to be like that, right? So just try and enjoy yourself as much as possible. Be you. It will be hard, but at some point, people know that, okay, this person is like this. Leave her alone. It's only the mad ones that will still want to. And if you
I think I'm one of those
break
that
somebody's
think
head
I'm
one
mad.
day,
Exactly.
They would-
I'm sorry.
they would act right. So have your community outside of music. And sorry, I have to use myself as an example again. Now I'm leaning towards my community outside of music more, because I realized that the last 5 years is the people that I see that we work together, we're chilling together and all of that. And I realized that, okay, there are also other people that I know that I'm not in talk. Yes, that, exactly. So I'm like, what's going to happen to that relationship? It's like, it's not that I don't value that relationship. So I've gone back to, you know what, yes, these are my people. Before I became this person, these are the people that, you know what, I would go and meet. And I still do that when my head is about to explode. I just find one person, I put it in them. I just go to the house and I'm sleeping. I'm like, are you at home? I just want to. I was like, okay. So everyone's like, oh, at least she's here. Oh yeah, I saw her last month. She looked okay. So yeah, so just have your community. It's important. People that know you for you, people that wouldn't judge you, people that understand you, people that, okay, if you're moving left, are not afraid to tell you that this thing you're doing doesn't make sense. But if you try it like this, but they're not saying it in a way that's going to rub off on you in a bad way. They're saying it in a way that shows that they care about you. And I think for us, it's important to have people that care about us, because again, it's not easy. We're carrying the responsibility that we have is to protect or even take care of other people that we might forget ourselves, right? So have people that remind you about you. Then enjoy us. If you need to zone out and tell everybody, wait, don't talk to me for 2 days, I need space. Like, be selfish about yourself, your time, not in a way. You'll find the balance, but also don't forget yourself in anything. So
You started Whiskey and the Girls.
Whiskey with the girl.
Whiskey.
Sorry, I always have to correct words. Okay.
And I want to know if that was kind of off the back of, because in the entertainment space, like there's not that many spaces that are just for girls. So I want to know, like, was that off the back of trying to create a safe space for them?
Pretty much. But then it started off being, working with this brand. We're doing this influencing thing for whiskey, but then whiskey was always pushed to women. But I drank whiskey. Yeah. My friends drank whiskey, so I'm like, why? It actually used to annoy me. So I'm just like, you know, like even beer, like people drink, like girls are drinking all these things. What are people talking about? Drink it. Like, I used to be very, I almost used to fight them every time.
Actually, just stouts.
Like I don't drink beer now, but I liked beer at one point in time. So it's like
beer.
So it really used to bother me. It's like, why is every whiskey brand always like, it's like, oh, the man and every ad. I mean, now I've seen a couple and I'm always like, oh my God, I love that. I think I saw that actress that is saying that. And see, when I saw that advert, I was like, oh my God, I love this so much. I'm so obsessed.
What's that?
Yes, I've seen that one too. So I'm just like, I'm glad that people are actually like putting women in the, you know, in the space of they drink whiskey too. They drink, women drink everything. Like there's no point that, oh, that this one drink is for this one drink is for that. So yeah, it started off as that, and just to kind of also make women feel comfortable to be like, yo, like we know you drink whiskey and this thing happens. And I wanted people to meet. We always say like, oh, just connecting one cocktail at a time. It's literally just,
I like that.
I think there's no female community that exists now that you won't see a bunch of people that don't go like, I appreciate that. Like, I'm glad it happens. And there's a lot of ones that are very inspired to, you know, aspire right now. So it's like, I love those though, but like, I just wanted something that just made people feel like they could meet other people. And the amount of girls that I've met today, and even just the ones that are like, I'm so glad that you're doing this. Like, and I'm like, okay, like, thank you. Like, I'm literally missing people that always like, I appreciate this. I'm like, really? But I just feel like there's so many other ones, but how come? But you know, it's always very important. We have too many communities in Nigeria, and we will still need more. There's still more that people, you know, but it could be the smallest 5 people community, and it's helping somebody. Like you said, like your community, even if you're building the ones with your friends, you're building the ones that you actually make the effort to go and attend and all of that. It could be anything. Community is important.
I was complaining to somebody that this international men, they always doing like this year for me felt like super performative.
Oh my God,
it's always performative to me.
It's always performative.
Always feels like that.
This year was giving like
really
you guys like.
Oh, there was one year like a few years ago. I was like, you people like
okay, we're going to talk on one panel, see ourselves. So yes, please let's support each other. Then next year again we'll come and do the same thing. No. So I was really over it this year, but I do think that there are women that, and I think it just for me it's let's just actually do the work and stop talking too much.
No, wait. I used to say let's, because I don't like. I just like to do the work and not talk. But people that don't do shit right, they're the loudest people, and it annoys me because I'm like, okay, if we keep quiet, we're giving these people
it's like that's the history that's gonna go out. That's
and then what we're doing, like nobody is going to tell our story better than we will tell it. And the people coming behind us would now they wouldn't have like good examples, right? And we'll just be upset like, oh, she really ain't shit. But we don't want stuff. We just want to do our own work. So I think that sometimes it's finding the balance of when to talk. Right. So.
Because I also think that, like, find the balance, because, again, you guys are not going to go on 10 different podcasts to go out or 10 different shows to go and say, we made this. But, like, you are doing the work. You are doing the work. You are doing, like, we're all doing the work, right? So, I feel like, yes, in little pockets, but, like, let's actually have impact. Like, let's be knowing that, girls are getting jobs. Girls are being put into positions. Like, for me now, if a babe reaches out to me, if babe manager reaches out to me, like, your deal is 50% done. And that just happens to be if your attitude is bad or not, then you can now decide whether it's basic. But like
the way I'm biased to female DJs.
Only one share.
I'm like 50% we're through already, babe. Then if your attitude is now don't worry, we are locked in. You know, and that's how most of the relationships I have in the industry with women, it's like they just reach out, they need something. I'm like, okay, that's what it is. And then they're like, oh, nothing else. You don't know. That's good, let's go. And that is how we want to be impacting the society. We're not sitting down and talking.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I've never really been, not like I don't celebrate it or I don't, not like I don't feel like I'm not a part of the whole women. I just feel like if it's just like it's not real to me. Like even someone is celebrating, like even down to just your friendship. Forget the industry. You're trying to help people. Down to your friendship. I feel like a lot of girls don't even remember. Oh, it's when that day and they're seeing it buzzing everywhere. Hey, happy the last I'm not going to tell
I don't even
you
wish
happy
people it
international-
apart from
Do you
being
get
around
it?
me.
I'm not going to
But
go and
you
text,
know,
go
yeah.
ahead to text you. I feel like if you actually feel maybe you post about it, cool, right? But actually doing something, and I'm just one wicked girl that I know. You're posting about
I like the wicked part.
she's still like,
Don't worry.
oh my God, like,
gets
I
like
think
that.
the marketing of it sometimes you can get a
It's
bit too.
tricky.
But yeah, as long as we're like doing
There were
things here
less
and there.
campaigns this year, though.
Were there?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Less.
So I don't even
It was
notice
more
that.
like just.
I remember there was one year that one, like, I don't know what bank it was, put us an ad for Hurry International Women's Day, and it was like all the men,
Oh my God.
it was like all the men in their complete
I
pictures.
feel like
I
the
said,
people that are
"What?"
angry. This is how I see it. Most of the people that I see that just be yarning, they are just angry with men. That's just how I see it. And they're not using the opportunity to celebrate people. However, that's
Sure.
worry like
There's that though. They're not
And when
telling
you know
that.
somebody's like
There's
personality, you just be like you.
Yeah.
I've seen it like in 4K, like girl.
Like, yeah.
No, there's definitely that aspect of it where like people just hate men.
And
Yeah.
They're just going to capitalize
That's
on
you're spoiling
the
the team
entire
for us.
thing. Yeah.
You know that's
But
the
it's not
thing
about
because
that.
that's also
It's not
one
about
reason why I don't.
Is it
That's another reason why I don't. You see the word feminist. I'm careful who I use it with.
They spoiled it.
The definition is not the same. It's
I used to
not.
carry that on my head.
It's not the same.
Not like I carried it on my head, like I was so proud to.
Really?
You know,
not
like
the
when I was
same.
like
It's they've ruined it.
15,
but-
Yeah.
16, I was like, God, I'm entering my feminine
Feminine.
era. Like I can't wait to fight for, like, you know, do things for women.
Right.
But all the people that I know are feminists have done me one thing. If they contradicted everything they claim to be. So I understand. I understand you trying to use
The
it.
definition
right,
is
like that.
different.
I understand.
Okay, so in the ecosystem of the music industry, right? Some people talk about the industry, they talk about artists, they talk about the men, they talk about the male execs. But I kind of want to touch on what women are doing to shape our landscape here, right? Because most of the time when you look at teams, you realize that, oh, the manager is a woman. Oh, the head of the label is a lady. So, yeah, in your different fields, how are you reshaping the culture?
Shaping culture. But, I mean, based on even this table, like I know so many female
Right?
artist managers now.
Yeah.
Like it's actually really wild. Like I love it so much. It's amazing. Like I said earlier, like I really do think women pay more attention to detail. And I really do see that
100.
men have noticed that, and because
They're looking
with music, the way music is and the way music was when I was just entering workforce life, like it's very different. So you literally see it's the tiniest detail that will make it. And obviously in this world of technology, it's that tiniest detail that will make the difference between when you go to this artist page and that artist page. Like it's really just that. But sorry, say the question again.
What roles are women playing today that are shaping?
Yeah, okay, so if I was going to answer that question, if I was going to answer that question directly, I think really for that is just, I think when the men were like running things, it was just do the music, put it out, distribute. Now it's like build the community, think of all those other things around that, like what are we doing to make sure that this video is being pushed? I don't know, there's just, I didn't see that. Like earlier,
it was very much plug and play.
Yeah, it was literally like, oh, we do this,
Prior to
and then we
now.
we just distribute,
Yeah.
and then we do this. No, do those small shows, do those this, do those, because the men are just they're not, there's some, but like they're just not going to do
I
it.
think apart from supporting, I agree with you 100%. And just echoing off of the back of what you're saying, apart from supporting and complimenting, I think we're also building. We're being creators now.
Yeah.
We're not waiting to be invited to the table anymore. We're building tables.
Yeah.
We're inviting other women to the table.
Yeah.
We're also putting on, because I mean, you see females in the front line, creators, artists. On the back end, there's so many more women now. And even as a woman in power, you have to create tables that permit those other women behind the scenes to sit at that table and have equity.
Yeah.
So your face will not show, but if they say, oh, can I speak to your Oga? You just see a woman walk out in her jeans and her Toms and her face cap, and she's the coolest thing. And I think that for me, I don't really like being in front of the camera. I don't. Girl, wearing the makeup, tidying my hair look is a lot. Looking for what to wear. Yeah. So building those tables, even on the back end for women that are like myself that are on the back end, to sit and have ownership is so important because long term, we can be fired, we can leave, we can get pregnant, we can move cities. But girl, if we own it, we just own it.
Yeah.
Ownership.
You have less
Very
yes men
important.
now. Well, not less, but like at least because the men are not in power. Like if the lady says, "Oh, we're not doing this thing," they will just vex, they will grumble, but they will move on. Like, do you get? So I support this women domination that's going on. I love this push for
So much. Another thing I'll add is like even with at least most of the teams I work with, for mine first, like we're actually shout out to the one guy of the team, but like we're actually mainly women, and he always gets mad at it. But like we're mainly women that actually plan the whole show, and even with the younger ones that come on, I think one thing I'm always big on is a lot of times like I think with men will overstep without thinking about it. But a woman will now, even when she's meant to actually overstep, she'll be thinking about it, and it's like so. I'm very big on like, do it. Why are you waiting? I don't understand. Like, say it now. Like, why you know? And
I literally do.
When I was younger, I used to do the same thing.
And sometimes I even feel like this person I'm giving this work to do will not do it. Don't worry, let me just put my head there and still do it. I literally do everything. And no, shout out to everybody in my team putting in effort, but like, I do everything.
Eventually, you micromanage, you reduce it.
But you know, like for me, my own artist is like I started with him from.
So you want to be
from the
Inception,
base, from like nothing, from starting his first official single and shit. Like I started from grass, so it's like I grew with this artist. So it's like it's my everything I've put together is my. Do you understand? I've positioned it so. Obviously, there's ownership, and at the same time, to us, it doesn't even feel like it's an ownership thing. It feels like it's a family thing. Like, if I'm breaking this bread or more, I don't know how I can break this bread without my brother. So we see ourselves like a family. So that's how it is for me. Yeah. But regardless, like I still do because you see, this guy don't do it.
No, I understand that.
So I'm stressing myself. That stress is part of me. I've built it. Even building a community. When I started building a community for Marvin, it was like we had like two. That's what I call it. We had 3 people in one group at first, from 3 people to 5 people to 10 people to 100 people. Nobody was going back to them and telling them how far. I'm always Marvin, send them voice notes. Marvin, just talk to them. Like he doesn't care.
He won't do it. They won't understand, but it's so important.
But these things are important. So that's extra thing that the woman does.
I think at 1RPM is the first place where I've worked with majorly females. Every other team I've worked with have been guys. And big shouts to Osage, because when we started out as managers, there weren't a lot of role models that were females that were doing management at the time when we were. In fact, all the stereotypes of females in the industry, I think we carried it at that time from they're always outside, they're following artists, they always travel. Are you sure they're not sleeping with their artists? Are you we carried all that, and Osage is one of the foremost female managers from Nigeria that I had at the time to just look up to, and she would always listen to me. And it's crazy that full circle, we're working together now. And the head of every team across Africa are all girls. The head of Kenya is a girl. Head of South Africa is a girl. Head of Nigeria is a girl. Osage is head of Africa. So this is the first time I'm working with females, but it's like Avengers. Yeah. And it's great.
I used to work at the TR.
I love working with
LSS TR, and we're all girls.
We're all girls.
Bidemi. Amazing.
And that was probably the best 3 years of my life. Like we could do anything, and all of us just understood ourselves. The drive was there. When it's time to play, we play. When it's time to work, but there was never any hiccup in the work or in the drive that we needed. But everybody was clear on what that was.
That was my luck to working with Mark, because I was like, I can't work in this thing if there's no woman. We have to find a way to get a woman into this team, because it just feels like I'm the soft person, I'm the hard person, I'm the so I was like, okay, and even if we're going to do this woman thing, it has to be in the legal side. Yeah. Because a woman in the legal side helps. It's easier. It's easier solution because I know say me.
So that they
I
don't
know how
always
to-
say,
yeah, like I know how
because
to
she be
communicate
woman.
properly. So I know a woman would know how to do that. So that's how I got a woman involved. Got a woman involved, the secretary. Because there's no way I was going to do that with a lot of men. I was just so confused.
Kill yourself.
And even people that watch this, like, if you're a woman, like, don't even think, oh, just because there are women out there to bring on board more women doesn't mean you shouldn't work on yourself. You should work on yourself because for you to join a powerful team, you have to add to the table. Don't just go there and wear your wig and say, oh, I'm a girl, so I fit. No.
That's the thing.
You
You know,
know,
get it confused. too as
look,
well.
like sometimes you speak so highly of some women and you bring them to the table and it's them that want to pause and sanitize your guy. Sis. Huh?
Do not kill me. Anyways, moving on. So we have Tiwa Savage, Yemi Alade, now King Madi, but our female ecosystem is not that broad. It's not that crazy. And I always wonder why. Like, what is the thing that halts or hinders as female artists from going from breakout to global superstar?
It's
And
at the
you
end of the day,
because
it's not easy.
yeah,
Because I mean, from my experience working with Tiwa, right, when people want to book her, or for example, when you ask for a certain fee, they're like, it's too much, but this, that's why. So I think what I learned was how to explain to them. I'm like, look, you want to book Tiwa because of how Tiwa looks. Tiwa has put in the effort to look like that. Like, she's not going to show up like she just woke up. No. There are people that we need their services, right? To ensure that, okay, this Tiwa that you want to book, the Tiwa that you idolize, the Tiwa that you want. Yes, exactly. So this is why it's like this. So you're saying you're not paying a certain amount. It's unfair to her, like, okay, because at the end of the day, she's not going to shop anyhow.
yeah.
Do you get?
But
And
she have enough money in my pocket.
Exactly. And then what I say to them, and I go through the personal approach. I'm like, do you have sisters?
Are you okay?
It's true now. I'm like, if your sister decides to do this thing, how would you want your sister to treat it? What's okay? You don't even know. Do you have daughters? Tomorrow, you don't know if your daughter wants to sing. Maybe see what I should be looking up to now. So help pay the right amount so that your daughter has the right person to look up.
Yeah. You're right.
It's true. I mean, if I speak on the business English,
it's wrong.
and then when the person is Yoruba, so honestly, I love speaking.
Switch it up.
I'm like, Shela Buru. Emma Bino, Jo. Jo.
No, but yeah, man, there are a lot of amazing female artists, especially like in Nigeria. We have female rappers, we have all these people that do R&B, etc. But I don't know what it is, and I also think
Themselves.
Is it development thing?
Also, I think
I always wonder if there's
sometimes
that artist
I think
development thing.
culture and development is also part of that.
as well.
Sometimes I feel that
Yeah.
Bev has seen things.
Your
Then I feel that behavior, but I also think that it's cultural, right? A woman cannot go on TikTok and start doing what Portable is doing. You
It
can't.
was just down to, I know for the longest time, it didn't make sense to my people at home why I went to law school and this is what I mean. We would go for shows. Don't get me wrong. We're going as a family. We're watching MTV. We're watching everything. We know who, but this is what you want to do, and it wasn't because they didn't want me to do it. There was also fear, like you're going to work with men.
Yes.
You don't know how they
How they're going. Yeah.
You can say, oh, yeah.
Anyway, when people say that, I was like, that would literally happen
It happens anywhere, in the bank,
Oil and gas,
in the
so
hospital.
in the anywhere by guess.
Generally, they do
Yeah.
that.
Obviously, entertainment.
Yeah. So you have to, they're not doubting you as a person, right?
They're
They're
worried
sure
about-
of you. It's the insane people
Yeah,
that you
everybody
can
else.
see. So the culture, so it's like, it's just safer to say, you know what, don't even do this. If sit down at home or try this one, not because it's fear for you.
Yeah.
So that's as well. And funding, people
Yeah.
would put money on a male artist quicker than a
Yeah,
female
yeah,
artist
that's
because
what
you're
they are
already
thinking.
thinking, okay, tomorrow, what if she meets somebody,
She
she
gets
falls in
pregnant.
love, or she gets pregnant? You don't know if I want to marry tomorrow. You don't know if I want to have children. You're not even asking me to know, oh, what are your
What are your
plans?
plans?
Maybe I
Yeah.
just want to sing and jaye and be okay.
Because even till now, someone as successful and as big as Tiwa get all this book for whatever reason, just because if Tiwa comes out wearing short shorts, oh, she's 50. Why is she not wearing? Why is she wearing?
a
shorts?
mother.
She's a mother. She's this like
That thing is going to forever.
Me.
I think that's the thing. Is that thing
like
is
the
stereotype
band
is
is still
forever.
dancing.
And that's what it's like, but it's not even
still takes
Nigeria.
us back to culture.
It's a
Yeah,
world,
culture.
yeah.
It still takes us back to
It's
culture.
just
It's culture.
this country, yeah.
But what I'm saying is, a lot of women that do this music thing, they need to understand that they are women first, because they think that they are men. So I can sing like
They should
a
do the
man.
exact same thing.
I can do the same thing a man is doing. If this person can sing this thing, why can't I sing it? No, it's not a race at all. Because you're now putting yourself under that pressure that I have to make it. Do you get? It's just different private parts, but I have to make it. Do you get? So I know that that's the pressure. And then when you put yourself under that pressure, you're not going to see like yourself. You're going to be matching to what that man is doing. You're not seeing yourself bigger. Like, you're seeing your own goals. Like, oh, I need to, because I've actually worked with female artists. I've seen how it can be, and me, I don't think I want to go through that stress. You get, like, to be the guys is just straight to the point. Let's just do this thing. With the girls, I know there's a lot.
No.
Bro, sometimes you don't need those things. Trust me. You just need to look good and stand in front of the camera and like say a story. There are so many things that I know that if I lay out for a female artist to do, she wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You're going to be limiting yourself, because obviously you're going to be thinking that, oh, like, you don't get it. You're not going to get my vibe. This is not the vibe I'm on. We are very particular. As a girl, you're going to be particular and very detailed about certain things. But if you want to be an artist, you need to let go of all those little details and just focus on just being an artist.
In the beginning.
Do you understand? They get carried away with wanting to be. You can't be Tiwa Savage over. Even Tiwa Savage hasn't figured it out totally. She's the best of the best, but she's still like, I need to get better. I need to still do more. So, like, why put yourself so much pressure to be a guy? That's the thing. They just forget that.
Just sing. I agree. Outside of the physicality of it all, because there's now a lot of people to look up to. But yes, I think that at the core of it, it's like a candy. I can give you the wrapper and it looks amazing. But what kind of sweet is inside? Is it sour? Is it, do you get what I mean? The music is the core. So who are you as an artist? What are you singing? What are you singing about? What's the texture of the music? How do you sound? It's so important. And I think that a lot of people look beautiful. And when I see your picture, I want you to come for my event. But when I hear the music, it's like, how much did you pay them? Do you get what I mean? At the end and at the core of it is the music. And if you don't have the music right, every other thing is just fluff. It's just fluff. People pay for sexuality. People pay for how you look. People pay for the razzmatazz of the performance and all that. But I'm sorry, if the music is wrong,
Can't go.
stay inside the house and let the branding be the next step. Get the music right.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like I will put. I feel I'll put Tiwa here. I'll put and if you put let's juxtapose Tiwa and Yemi. They've had two different journeys.
Amazing journeys too. Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? They've had two different journeys, but now both of them are at the top, and how they got there, different paths, right? So the common denominator is the music.
The music and
Before you see the freshness of the skin, the styling of the hair.
So many eras, bro.
Do you get what I mean?
Street,
So if you don't have your music right, please, it doesn't mean you're not going to be an artist. Just give yourself some time to get it right, so that by the time anybody on this table is hearing it, they'll now be like, okay, because everything else can be bought.
So that's how I feel.
If I can buy something with money, it can be bought.
Yeah.
That one that I cannot buy with money is what is going to
that's
take
core.
you
Yeah.
I mean,
So if you don't get it right,
it's just that it's also okay not to be an artist.
thank you.
You can be a writer. You can be the best
Do you
writer that people are
understand?
looking for.
Still contribute.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
You can be the brand. You can be the brand strategist for somebody else.
Director.
Yeah,
You
for somebody
can
else.
be the person in charge of brands. You can be the one that handles communication.
Louder.
Nobody on this
right?
table is an artist.
See the niche,
Louder for the
niche,
people. Thank
the
you.
niche jobs are actually like the
So
one
it
because
might not-
people
Thank
need
you.
it. Yeah, people
You
need
might,
it.
I mean, all the things that you want for yourself as an artist, right? Because the music isn't there, you can also earn from it, right? So it's okay if you cannot sing. I cannot sing to save my life, and I've been in how many sessions? Nothing is pushing me. But there are other things that I
You can
bring
do,
to the
yeah.
table that yes, I'm sure of. So I mean, yes, be in the industry, but find other things that you can do and you can do well that people would see you and say, yes,
Yes,
that's
I want to
fantastic.
work with that person. Okay, so this is how I feel about this new wave of female DJs or dancing DJs or whatever I want to call them, right? I feel like they don't DJ. They just play one song, God, they will and go back to the thing. And like it's ridiculous because a DJ is supposed to control the crowd, control the party. You're not doing that. So like why are you there? Are you an influencer or a dancer?
See, that's the thing.
Influencer.
If I
As
paid
much
for a
as,
dancer, I
You
would
get-
have wanted it. Like I would have said, okay, let me book a dancer.
as much as we want to talk about how females like being a female as a female artist, female DJ, as far as you're producing something that is supposed to be, you know that you have to learn these things, right? As much as we want to spotlight them and put them out there, bro, like if your craft is not good enough, you need to go back to actually learning these things.
Yep.
Because you're now embarrassing us that putting you there.
Yeah.
You get. And oftentimes the thing that come with this thing, it has to do with when you even tell them this thing, they have an attitude because they always feel like.
You're
So
jealous.
I think it's a person thing. So if as a girl and you have complex to learning, if you have insecurity as to your crafts, you have imposter syndrome. I don't know how you expect another because me, I'm a woman and you're a woman. We have hormonal imbalance. So you cannot come to me with your problems. And I'm telling you that this thing is not, let's go and do this, let's go and do this. And we are going back and forth about it. I'll be tired to work. You understand? The energy to put into that craft, I won't be there. That's what's happening with a lot of female artists. I'm so happy that obviously we have people like Arasta doing crazy. Doing crazy things outside. That's, she's breaking boundaries. We have Thames is incredible. Like she's even doing it better than I expected. Like, being up there and not just living lavishly, creating opportunities
grounded.
for women too as well. Very disciplined and grounded. And funny enough, she has like 2 male managers. That's for her dominating and putting herself there is actually really, interesting to see. So there are people that are already skyrocketing in that, they're already giving you that thing to go through. But then there are other people that are also female artists that don't think they should be in the don't tell me about Thames, don't tell me about Rasta. My own type of music is not the same.
You're not listening.
You're not listening, you're not helping yourself. And that is the problem, I'm not going to lie. I feel like majority of the problem is with the artists themselves. We have a lot of female artists that are making beautiful music. I met new artists. I've known about Amma, but she's so good. I'm hearing Billie Eilish in her. Like I'm seeing things that, and then I'm talking to their manager. I'm like, you know what? This can grow, but this is what you need to do. This is how you need to go about it. And I'm hearing his own. I can't do this. She's a girl. I'm like, see, you have to drop that she's a girl thing now because. Is one thing is the music. The music is not girl boy. It's one
music.
thing. It's music.
That's music.
So if you want me to support you as a woman, and because you're a woman, I'm supporting your music, it has to make sense to me. Even your branding, you have to have sense. You have to be okay for me to work with you. And we don't have a lot of that here. That's our problem.
Also, what is
That's
our
those DJs.
idea of branding? Because sometimes people come with the mindset that branding has to be sexy, has to be a certain way. Who defines those levels
Tenny is
of
not
beauty?
sexy.
Do you get what I mean?
Kimadi is not trying to be
Kimadi is not
sexy.
Do you get it?
You.
Yeah.
I love
you.
I think if
Do
you
you
really
understand what I
know,
mean?
which is where your
I'm
creative
confused.
direction comes into place. If
Thank
you really
you.
know your own values and how you want to stick to it.
Exactly.
But if you change it based off of trends,
Yes.
based off of this is what
be
that
left
person
behind,
is doing,
yep.
it won't work. Like
Yeah.
even at one
Actually-
point, it won't
how
work.
actually
They're always
when
jogging
a
high every day on a
For wearing oversized
TikTok
clothes.
that's using
Big.
oversized
I
clothes.
like it.
Okay, that's how brand
But
is
the people
working.
that listen to the
Right.
music will listen to the music, and the
Yeah.
music is good.
Working.
Like you listen to
Yeah.
it regardless. Yeah.
And guess
Like
what? That's how
Thames-
you also
Thames
build a
Talent.
cult
Yes.
following, because it's not just about people knowing your music. It's now your fans dressing
Yeah.
like you.
Yeah.
Look at K-pop. Look
Yeah.
at. Do you get what I mean? And that's how they have.
No,
Stuff that are
criticism
created.
will always happen.
You
They
get
will
what I
talk,
mean?
talk. But if you stick to your integrity, your value, like defining your
Same for the
value
Grammy.
for every woman,
Like,
is so important.
On our watch.
Never trying to be sexy.
Yeah.
You understand?
Even her one
The music was very important with her.
She won a Grammy from just being a tomboy. Like you get Billie Eilish. You have a lot of
Yeah.
people just doing music. Just do music and just follow.
Absolutely.
Don't feel like
Follow
you
the
need to
music.
create something out of the thin air for the music business.
Absolutely.
There's something that's already been working. Follow it. Do your own part to work. So many of them just feel like
I think
stress.
all again. There's just one thing: just be genuine. Like
Yeah.
don't stick
Real.
to
Authentic.
know yourself, because you can try. Being genuine doesn't mean that you wouldn't try other things, but at the core of it, people know. And if wearing Crocs is your thing, for example, before the music or as you're going, it's even a thing that people
Putting on
identify.
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that you don't look good. We have Crocs where you can.
With heels.
Yes, with
Like
heels.
this you wear.
What's with you? Actually, I even started liking Crocs. Faves loves. She likes wearing Crocs, and because of her, I was like, this girl is always comfortable with Crocs. I still like it to wear Crocs.
Like you have Jimmy's, you have
develop.
Charms, like
Yeah.
it becomes, and like because you're
Personality.
comfortable. Yeah. So when you're talking to people, when people see you, you're comfortable, you're confident, like
Yeah.
you're sure of yourself. But it's like me putting you in something that's you're not comfortable in, or something that's not
It will
you.
show.
So when you're there, as they are talking, you're very so like that. And if even if you're not like that, if someone as simple as just looks sideways, you're thinking,
They are looking
this
at my
person knows say
shoe.
something.
Yeah.
This one, that one.
That's
Because
insecurity.
yeah, so you start to
Just be a
question
global star. You
like
need to
overthink.
kill those things.
Killed you, Nore.
Yeah. Stick to your own sound though. And I think for me, with my experience with like female artists, I haven't worked with like a female artist directly, like artist management or anything, but we always like find it tough to be like, how many female artists do you know can perform well?
Thank you.
I don't like that they're not
Go there.
enough.
If wanted to,
I don't like that they're not
there.
enough.
Show now.
I always think of
Go
Dolly.
there.
Like shout out to Dolly. Dolly is
Go
fantastic. But like there's so many that cannot perform.
I
And
agree.
It's not a good look, which
Yep.
is what goes back to you
Yep.
saying that whole like
Yep.
the core, like the
Yep.
music.
Yep.
Focus on that music
Yep.
first, because
Get
if you
it
look at
right
everyone
before
that's
you come out.
get it right before you come out.
Or
Don't
let's
just
close
think
the door, close
you
the
make
gate,
good
stay
studio
inside.
music.
Yep.
Come outside, you know.
And then
Yep.
also building your confidence around the male too as well. Because I think another thing is collaborating. A lot of these times females like to collaborate with themselves.
Yeah.
And they don't push it, you know. But you have to be real. Like I said, music knows no gender. So if you can actually collaborate with somebody, like you don't say, oh, because this guy, my type of sound is too slow for him, but be experimental.
Yeah.
A lot of female artists in Nigeria, they're not experimental. They want to do collaboration with themselves over and over. We've heard this same thing. Don't worry. Just try it another angle. There's so many things to do. Like I'll be everything in my head. I'm pitching a female artist that I've given her now, and I'm like,
Gospel.
whoa, I can hear her sound like this with she vibes. I can hear, but they don't want to. Them, I'm telling you, I've met the females. I don't want to have anything to do with a male artist. Okay, now.
They play.
I think that's where people like you come in, but
Yeah.
I mean, you can't be on everyone's tier.
Yeah.
Or sometimes people just need that person that's like, you know what?
I see you.
Try it. Okay. You don't want, let's just go there first. Do it. So they need that voice. Sometimes it's not even, they just need to get out of their heads. It's fear that, you know what if I try it and it doesn't sound nice? But again,
Seeing there are people that
But then try it though. Like then try. You
You
don't know.
just need
Yeah,
that
try
person
it.
That's why I
like,
like Aaron.
let's
a lot.
go. Like,
She's
Very
rough
experimental.
it.
You know, like when you give her when you give her a record as rough and as rugged as it is, because you're
a
seeing
challenge.
yourself
She
first
takes
as an artist. You're not seeing yourself as, oh, I'm a female artist. God is not going to save you. You have to say, I am an artist, and enter into the music as an artist. That's the only way out. Like I'm serious. Like when I heard Escalade 2, I was so shocked. Arasta did this. Like I could not believe it.
No,
I
she's an
was
artist.
like, yeah, this is an
She's
artist.
an artist.
She's going to win.
Yeah.
You know, she's going to win. You can't be scared to try something.
Yep.
Talk to there are a lot of young guys that are doing, a lot of underground artists that are going up now, and a lot of female artists. Go and collaborate with them. You see the magic.
There's
Your
so
names
many,
like
there's so many female artists.
you used to dominate them in their own field too.
I want to.
This side.
Everybody
I want
wants
to.
And a lot of
This
female
one.
artists now, they are now trying different type of sound. It's not working. You get.
This is to experiment.
Yeah.
But it's also important to be honest to yourself.
Yeah.
To
For
know that
real.
this one.
Would you pay for your
Let's
music?
go
And hopefully you have honest people around you.
Yeah, so
Amen.
it's important to try. Try as many things as you want to do as possible, but be honest and know that okay, this one I can't do this, but it doesn't sound right or it's not me. Be honest with yourself. And also have people that will tell you that let them know.
I think it depends on those people. Because guess what? Don't forget, artists are very sentimental with their music. If I sang this your song, will you stream it? Will you pay for it? If your answer is no, why are you giving me that song?
That's the thing. They don't get it.
Why?
I'm very, very clear with you. When you send me the record and I don't like it, I'll tell you, I don't like this thing. It doesn't sound nice to me. I feel like you're trying to be who you're not. And maybe and it will be bad that I've heard you before and I'm hearing something else because you want to
Because you want to
somebody
try.
else. No.
That means they're not being
It's
themselves
not
on
good enough.
that.
I'm not going like we
What
don't
are
have
you
so
doing?
many good enough female artists. We don't have so many of them.
So maybe
I've heard a bunch.
I've heard a lot of
That's what I'm saying. Like maybe
I'm not
it's like she
saying
said,
that.
maybe it's a
I've heard a
it's
lot.
you know you when you just have the money, so be like, go
I think
develop
it
this
just-
person, develop that. I
yeah,
watch.
that's-
Please do it because
That's what I want to do.
I meet so many female artists. I'm like, oh my god, this
Artists
person is so
that I'm
good.
trying
If
to
they just had
develop.
that money and that backing,
Development.
So
in
maybe
development.
what the industry needs, like outside of whole music or funding for it, is maybe I don't know if it's a school
An
or a
actual artist
community, but that's
Civil Service Music Foundation.
no, it's
Thames
not
has
even
leading
away
vibes. So
from
them.
yeah,
even
Thames has leading
away
vibes.
from the foundation, right? Everything boils down to the person, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're not
Teachable.
teachable, if you're not confident, so are there places where you know what people can relearn, right? Not everybody. I don't think that's really outspoken, right? Except I'm comfortable.
Yeah, with you.
Because when I got the invitation for this, I checked. I'm like, okay, Gigi is there, Simi is there. I know them. And then I said,
Sorry, wait. Nobody told me who else was. Somebody told me.
This is my first time. brother.
I
Don't
say no. I
I asked and guess what? What you said?
I was like, why you guys asked? I was like,
I say no, but
Let it
I'm
be
like,
organic.
okay, who are the people? Because again, I'm like, I don't want to. I'll probably just keep quiet and be nodding. But if you see me somewhere else, I'm probably when I'm with my people, I'm probably the loudest
Loudest
person.
person
I'm
in the
jumping and all of that. So again, so because we're in the industry, we have to learn certain things. And we are fortunate because we're behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So people don't really see our mistakes like that. But these artists, right, because they're there, it's easy to say, this person fumbled here. But again, it's they're just there. It's not easy for them. They're not
even the
fortunate enough.
critics is a lot.
Yeah,
for them.
so maybe if away from okay, let's start music school, this, that, even a safe space where I don't even think it's therapy. I think
It is actually, because a lot of them are like you said, a lot of them are dealing with deeper issues. And music is supposed to be an expression, but they need to identify
By
themselves
themselves.
to be able to
Right.
express that.
Maybe
But you know
women
something, a
have
lot
more
of
than
these
yourself.
panels that happen, a lot of these master classes, the people who end up attending them are executives behind the scene. And this is how we
It's
have
us.
become who
Yeah,
we are.
yeah.
Ideally, those things are for the artists.
Yeah.
They are meant to go there to understand how their business,
Business
works. They end up hiring us. We end up running it for them. They end up telling us, what have you done for us? They're ready to leave it for them. You know, so this is a cycle that has happened over and over. But I think, like you said, there should be an institution dedicated to celebrities not just artists, celebrities,
Even
and it's
if
not
it's not
media
class.
training. It's not media.
It's
training.
not online class.
It is, yeah, because look at the Asians.
Media training.
K-pop. Before you even become an artist, you undergo training to be famous.
That's the truth.
You get,
I thought
you
artists have to
do,
be famous.
you know, and it's not about answering interviews correctly, or it's, you have a gift. If you do not oil it, if you do not polish it, if you do not tend to it, it won't shine and shine correctly. A lot of the people that we're using as a yardstick made so many mistakes to become who they are. If you want to avoid those mistakes, because the world now is not going to be merciful towards you. If they drag Tiwa, trust me, they will drag your mother, your father, your grandparents, they will drag them out. So if you don't want to go through that, try to harness your team. Are they just your boys? Are they just your who? Everybody, it takes a village, but at the same time, have quality people around you. Because if you don't want to go to that physical school where we'll be like, they don't send this one, go artist school. Like I said, person never did ready. The music, they knife, the guys teach them this one. Everybody's going to have an opinion. As long as you're on social media, you cannot control that. So I think that apart from training the executives, because I think we have all become this level of women that we are today because we have taken those things seriously. And yet, like you said, we are behind the scenes, so nobody is dragging us for it. But you that is being dragged, if you don't want to, try.
Yeah.
And I must give credence to the Mavens. You know, before they do Maven Activated, there's a whole almost a year or more that goes into artist development. So they don't take the artist away from who they come out refined. You're not a rock. You've been polished. You know your angles, like we were talking about before we came on set. You know your angles. You know this. You know that. When you're thrown in the water, you know how to swim. Or even if you can't swim, you know how to float. But as you're moving, your legs will move, your hands will move. You will coordinate yourself. So that institution is so important. We've learned. We're still learning. But you see artists, once they have one hit song, don't worry, they are graduates. And guess what? Once they graduate, they bond the university.
You can't have that mentality.
You just really have to have the right people around you.
Yeah.
If you have the right people around you, the person that you're going to fire, you'll follow you to fire, but they'll tell you that this is going to burn us.
Yes.
No.
You know, I can follow you there.
No. I'll watch you.
I'll wait till when you come out, I can pull you and say, I'll follow you as well.
I have to follow you.
I'll follow you easy. And so that when you want to come out, I can pull you out.
Yeah, exactly.
But then again, it's not easy for the artist. And I say this because so imagine you performing to a crowd of, let me even say 100 people, 1,000 people, for example. At that moment, you're like a god because these people are screaming. The ones that are fainting. The ones that want to sell their house and follow you, right? And then there's not one person saying, "Don't do this thing." No,
It has to listen to that
yes,
voice.
certain points like we're human beings, like ego, everything. So you're seeing
But that's the thing,
1,000 people.
it still boils down to the right people around you.
Yes, the right people. So you're there to say, oh no, don't do this. But it's one person or it's two people. And then there are 100 people. If you jump, okay, so you want to jump. You say, don't jump. You're not sure that they will catch you or this can happen.
So do you know that
Those are saying jump, we'll catch 100 people and then I'll look at it
I think we should separate creative control and actually letting these people know, "Mo, you're doing rubbish." I am very big on not giving, like I'm very good on like letting you do your thing. Creative control. I make sure you have 100% creative control in whatever it is that you're doing. If I'm drafting something, I'm calling you, let's be drafting it together. I want you involved because I don't want to waste my time. And then you tell me Z is Y. So now let's do it together so that you're part of it, right? But then discipline is something that is taught. So it comes from upbringing. And then even if you're not well trained when you're young, when you come to me or you come to anybody that is in the system, because I know that I cannot tolerate certain things, I'll let you know this is how we're going to roll. And you either roll with me this way or we'll leave it because me, I don't do by force something. You get? So I think
with discipline, I think that's why I envy athletes because
there's discipline already.
oh my God.
You must
You know that there's this competition coming up, it means that you have to, if they can call you for doping test randomly, it means that you have to be clean. It means that you have to wake up to train. It means, so sometimes when I watch them, like I actually envy them because it's,
You wish there
they
was
had
something like that for
there's
artists.
something, they're like checks and balances. You know that for me to get this medal, for me to get this endorsement, I have to do
Even when no one's
when you
watching.
don't want to do it, right? For you to remain the fastest person, it means that you have to train how many times. I'm not saying that our people don't like try to get better in their crafts, but again, there's no, if you like, learn, if you like, don't learn, the world will move on. There's nobody to say, okay, yes, if you don't do this, there's a fine for this, or the world will leave you behind and you wouldn't. So so I
also wanted to point out, you know, this thing where you're in a room of you're one person and then there are 5 people who to them the wrong things are correct, and you're the only right person in the room. Because of the noise, you start to doubt. So it still boils down to discipline, knowing yourself, and being able to say no, even when the yes seems like the right thing. I think that's so
I've
key.
learned to not care, because at the end of the day, it's me and my person, and I know myself. If I leave that place and not correct it, I won't be able to sleep. So if I cannot deal with my conscience, what I like, I will say it. For example, it's as little as maybe an interview, right? And maybe someone mispronounces a word. And then I've had the experience where someone's like, oh, no, it's fine. We can consider. I'm like, no, he will take that part again. I say, this is it. It was like, oh, what did I say? I'm like, okay, this is what you said, blah, blah, blah. To other people, it's like, it's fine. But I'm like, I don't know who is watching.
That's the artist development right there.
I don't know who is
been
watching.
having
Let them not
so
say,
good.
because if they abuse you, they will abuse me. And me, I don't have body to collect insults.
Okay, so can you guys tell me one of like a not so nice experience that you've had working in the industry? Like just one random thing that you can think about. That experience actually really paid me.
There's always little things, no? There's always little things.
I don't think I have. Yeah, like that will pay me.
That's the thing. There's always little things. But my thing is just work. Like things will happen.
There are many now. I mean, like
There's little things.
I think that for the longest time, right, when people would say, oh, I'm being difficult, like that, it used to get to me. I would actually cry. I'm like, well, I'm just protecting. I'm trying to do my job. How am I being difficult? And there was a particular clearance, and I was talking to the artist rep, and on the call, you're like, oh, when these people enter industry safe, this one, that one. So my head was just going, bish, 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 bish. I'm like, if I answer, you see. And then I just said on the call, to the person, there were 2 on the call, and I said to the other person on the label side, I said, I would continue this conversation only if this person gets off the call, because I'm not coming to you to say, oh, your person, I don't care if your person started yesterday, today, but what you would not do is undervalue my work, or the person that I represent, because you're trying to get something. At the end of the day, we all want what's best for the people that we represent. And then I got off that call, and when the artist was going to call my client, it was oh, your manager, this one, that one, this, da. I know when he called me, I was so frustrated that day. I just started crying. One thing about me, don't worry, I will cry first.
But then you continue.
I'm crying and do your job. Just leave me. Let me express myself. And I'm like, I was like, okay, Jumoke, calm down. And then that's why I'm thankful for a lot of people that I work with. And it was like, are you sure Jumoke is not like that? Like, are you sure you didn't say something? Or, okay, you know what? Maybe try and call her another day. What they wouldn't do is try to say, okay, speak to me. I'll handle the business. They will still bring you back to me, because the person that you don't want to talk to, the person that you've insulted, is the person that would answer you. So yeah, that situation, I still remember it, because I'm like,
I can remember my own now. That was because me, I've not really been well known in the industry. I've just been very low key. I don't really like attention. Like, you get, I've been doing my thing. Sometimes when I get attention for what I'm doing, I'm like, I don't even send people like that, but okay, let's be going. You get. So I know a lot of people don't know my face, but just probably know of me, but they can't put a face to it. So when we had Marvel Live, that was our first live show. I was already going crazy. I've not had my body all day. I was walking up and down, carrying this one, doing that one. And then just before I could leave so I can shower and then come back for the show. So I think the new artists that were supposed to perform were coming, and one guy came with his manager. And then the guy says, yeah, that he wants to go into he wants to see where he's going to perform. I'm like, I'm not looking like at the guy. Are you not an opener? What's happening here? Like, why are you stressing me? Like, I'm trying to explain to the guy that I'm coming, like, I'm not there. Like, go and meet. The guy said, why can I be wasting his artist time? Why would I waste his artist time? Honestly, I really thought that was a big artist. Maybe it was like, maybe Zlatan or somebody that was cool. I forgot that. No jokes. I was thinking that I was running. Imagine that kind of pressure.
This is like the time of the show.
The time of the show.
When you left.
Like 7, 8. I met him when I was coming in. Right, I don't know who the artist is talking about, but I was like, see, just go to. I showed him where he can go to. Like, I'm rushing somewhere. This guy was not blowing up my phone. Is this how you treat you? I was like, hey, God, what have I done?
Why did you
for sound check to even know all of these things?
That's the thing. I don't know this person. I'm not in charge of that. I just met the
But you got your own number.
Like, the person met me at the door. I know the person recognized me. I was like, babe, where's our artist supposed to? I didn't even ask the name. I was like, see, I'm going to go and just
Need a contact person.
I even said there's a contact that you're supposed to talk to. Like, why are you now meeting?
Yeah.
Only for me to leave my house rushing, like something me up. Like, hey, I came. I said, let me call these people. Because I was not confused. This is Zlatan as Baby Shali Popper. Because these people have been calling me about. I'm not answering them. I was losing my mind. I walked up to that place where because I was looking for the guy. I want to see this person that's making me to run mad. I went to the underground side where I put like other people that are like other artists there. And I went there and I saw the guy. I looked at the guy. I wanted to be sure that I'm looking at the guy and the artist. Like, 2 of them are sitting back together. That's your artist. I now walked up to the guy. I said, guy, you are calling me and telling me that I'm this one, I'm that one, I don't know how to treat your artist well. He said, oh, so you don't know that's my... I'm like, oh, wait, who's your artist? Let me even start from there. He now showed me his artist. The way I looked, like, I just looked at myself. I was like, hi, God. I thought that was right now because the thing don't already hook me. I just explode. Maybe just know. I told him that, see, never in your life. Don't look.
Why does that in your life always come up in your life?
I said not even perform.
Oh, with all due respect.
That artist will not perform. Just go home. Don't worry. Since because of this artist,
They want to kill me.
Don't worry. Forget about it.
God forbid.
So I just left them. Whether he performed, I didn't even care. The guy now called me because he had somebody else's number. Like, according to the guy, the guy that he knows friends of other managers. He now used somebody else's phone
To call you.
to call me and start threatening me that they follow me, they talk like that. But I just cut the call, I beg. After I now texted the person, I said, you yourself, you don't have sense. Stop blocking. What don't like, don't you have sense? Like,
How's it though? Give energy to nonsense.
no.
Mine was probably like one of my first Trace lives when I joined Trace, and this artist, I don't even say the artist's name because we did eventually do the Trace live, but this artist came to the office, was like, yeah, he's been out for a while, he needs to, he wants to do a show. As far as I'm concerned, like, I love the artist, but the artist essentially begged for the show. Like, he essentially came to the office to be like, yo, I need your help. Like, I want to do a show. We're like, okay, no problem. So we said we'll do the show. We agreed on a fee. Tell me why the week of the show, the artist was like, yeah, you guys have to pay me 10 million more. If not, I'm not doing the show.
I was going to go and talk to somebody.
Amnesia.
I was going to go and talk to somebody. Better I told him why.
Bro, I've seen it all. Don't worry. Let's
All
change our
comes had
mind.
gone out, everything, and we had to.
So I think that's funny. Also the same. People look at money as the only value. They
Yeah.
want to
That's
do
it.
something. And that's if I'm the first thing I look out for when I want to work with someone is how do you feel about money?
Yeah.
Because if
you
money
obsessed?
is the only thing,
this question
me, I
is
like
so
to
important.
sleep. Mark by me because if you're like that, I'm on your team, right? One day it means that
For money, you
do something else, yeah.
Comfortable.
Money, you mess
But
me up.
I mean, money is important, but let's also look at other things that we can get, we
Yep.
can create.
At the end of the day, we're a platform, right? You will still play your music, you will still promote it, you will still do it. So you know that this is of value and of benefit. You can't be coming to do a show thinking that, oh, you're just doing the show because they're paying you money and you're getting up. Like, so yeah, so that really pissed me off. Like,
I always say it's not everybody you work with.
yeah,
But in that situation, that last minute, that's horrible.
1 week, if I get
That's
2 days to
horrible.
the show, say
Like,
every
you-
1 week.
Like there's already ads out. Like this thing is already like people have gotten their tickets.
Every option to cancel.
That's
Ever like, but it's messy when is like sometimes we artists here, but I think that also the industry people themselves.
It's everything.
It's so
Everybody
everything.
has their
They're
own.
not, like the industry is not
The artist, manager,
the industry is crazy.
execs.
Like I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
People can hold on
yeah.
to a beef that you had nothing to do with.
You were able to wear.
I like I've been in a situation where say you're friends with this person that did. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Why am I involved? Why are you angry with me? Why? So I think the industry has they have their own thing that
Let's move on. So the entertainment industry is very consuming, time consuming, light consuming. It's almost as if you don't have a life outside of work. So how do you guys like find your balance? Like, what do you do to step down, take steam off?
Integration.
Yeah, just like have your time by yourself. What do you guys do?
Traveling.
Yeah, this trans was on the plane. She's always on the plane.
No, if there's one thing that's anybody that knows me will tell you one thing. Jumoke just wants to enjoy herself. So in any situation, I need to find that moment where I would enjoy myself. So just leave me. Let me go and cool off or function, and I will serve you best. So traveling, well, going out. So it's not even because of the industry that I started going out. I think I even met more. I met more people in the industry because
You were always out.
yeah.
That
So
was
you
like
just
me too.
think that okay, she's already there.
She's
But I'm
out.
like, it was my own with you people. Even before I thought that I would do anything in this space, and it's also that's how I met people. And I'm the kind of person when I'm outside, if I like a song, right? Trust me, daddy. See 57 DJ Prince. No, I think Get Up, Saz and Flash. Yeah, I like that song
Get up,
so
get up,
much.
get
That's
up,
okay.
get up.
And then I'll talk to everybody there. I'm the one greeting everybody. I'm the one telling DJ. Oh, even when I don't know the artist and I hear a song, I'll go and greet you. I'll come early, so I'll greet you. I tell you that this song is nice. So play the song. So one day it was like, do you work with the artist? I said no. I just like the song. So it was like, oh, so songs that you send me, you don't. I'm like, no, this is why I'm outside. Just we hear this song. So yes, going out for me and traveling and sleeping. Please, nothing must disturb my sleep. Let me sleep and there will be peace.
I think travel is very important too.
Very crucial.
Yeah, and I think because I used to have this thing where because I was like pushing out events for people to attend. Like I said earlier, like I like to do something different. And then even like I had like one of my family members go, why don't you make this travel part also, monetize it? I said no, thank you. that one is now safe space. It's for me, and you can't control a lot of things with travel. But I'll say for me, it's like it's travel. It's if it comes to like Lagos, it's the beach. Like I like, that's like the only one nature thing that we don't have trees and parks. So it's it's the beach. It's actually like making the effort to be with my community. So my friends and I would like actually plan, I don't know, some form of workout thing that is a hangout, but it's still, just stuff like that, like actually recharging with your friends, because that it makes it. Sometimes I'm supposed to be in bed, but sometimes it's like
I think you're
actually
recharging with like
recharging with your friends.
Hanging out with my friends outside of everything that has to do with music. Like but the thing is that most of my friends now are now music. But the thing is we try not, because everybody's looking for a space out of all of all these things. So we just try not to talk about music.
Not to be mad intentional.
Nothing. We just go and have fun. But me, I just like to be inside my house. So that's my house. I've made it so much like my home.
Thank
so
you
like
very much. That
I stay in my house.
Yep.
I'm okay, and I travel. So when I'm at home, is anytime you see me outside or going somewhere, I'm traveling out of this place. Like I love my house.
I think at the level where we've all gotten, so yeah, travel is definitely something that is now accessible to us, even without our artists. So travel is one thing. I like to be on a plane and you can't reach me. I like long hours. I like comfortable seating. I like
transit.
I like that stuff. Yes, exactly. I like that.
I'm on air, please.
And then also I like to play video games. So my house is so important.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. My house is
I play video games. I like to listen to
play
music
games.
loudly and just be in my zen.
You don't hear that from
I like
other
when you
women.
message me, you ask me, are you in town? Because you will not see me outside, even though we're in the same Lagos. I like those things. So how I relax is I go to the spa, I travel, play my video games. I spend a lot of time with my mom. It has helped me. And our job is so jarring that we lose time, right?
Yeah.
And coming of age, at my age, well, I'm not that old, but at my age, a lot of my friends are married and a lot of my friends are not in the industry. So finding that time to know their kids' names and being on the phone with them and, oh, I'll be in Paris.
Surreal.
Okay, I'll pass by Lyon. Oh, okay, one day. I'll stay one day, travel, transit, go to the US, stuff like that. Like being present is how I relax. Because everything else, I'm married to my job, I'm married to my work, and it finds a way to get into my real life. So the first thing I did was, and everybody finally read, the first thing I did was I moved in with my mom. So I want to come home from work and I want to have conversations and I want my phone to ring and, oh yeah, it was charging, I left it, and then I look at the time and it's 6 and I discipline myself to not take your call after 6.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So that's how I
I
relax.
hear you on the
Because
mom part.
Bruh.
Because now I'm just with my uncle and his family, and I'm just there. I'm like, sometimes I turn off my phone because the people that really need to know that I'm fine, I'm with them.
You're with them.
Yeah,
Thank
family
you.
members.
Not a lot.
So that's okay.
Yeah.
She's here.
Yes.
She's safe. So I'm just there. I'm sleeping, eating. They'll come like, oh, Jumoke, what are you doing today? And I started learning how to play guitar recently. So all of them is like, oh, somebody just, I'm like, please just leave me. My own New Year has not started. This is just me. In my
I had the most intense year last year. I think it was so intense that I went home and just broke down. It's like, I just broke down. I was like, I'm tired. My dad was like, what are you like? Because obviously for years my dad has been confused about my life. He has been so confused. You're a lawyer, do you know? Remember, you studied. I said, please don't worry. You're eating money. Everybody's enjoying. You should leave me alone. So when he saw me break down, I'm so tired. Just look at me
Let me get here.
What is really happening?
going on? So when he just spoke 5 minutes with me and told me something that I took very, very, and I just said, okay, this year, let me just, he was like, baby, even if this work will come, you will grow past it 5 years, 6 years, 7 years down the line. You have real people in your life. You have real people
Absolutely.
in your life that are looking up to you, right? So don't be under pressure to be successfse.
Thank you.
Because
not
after
take
all
care
of
of yourself.
that,
You can't buy those time back.
Yeah.
you
buy that time
can't,
back.
you be successful and then you have your brother. Because I haven't seen my junior brother in 3 years. And it's not like it's intentional. It's just like, are you coming today? I'm busy. We're shooting something tomorrow. I'm around now in the house. Are you going to come? No, I'm busy. Don't worry. I keep saying I'm busy. My dad keeps reminding me, you keep saying you're busy. Every time you're busy, don't forget that you have real people in your life that need you. And I think that made me to now realize that at the end of the day, my artist life, doing all this, working, but I have siblings that want to talk to me too.
Yeah.
They want to pick up the phone.
You understand?
Yeah.
I have people doing
Because
what
cousin-
I have to
cousin-
find a
You
balance.
have to be
Of course,
intentional.
like,
You have to
because
this
uni-
time is this.
Yeah, because even in uni, and I went to Unilag, and my parents I grew up in Lagos. I would be in uni, and I won't see my mom or my dad in almost there's a way life just moves. And then when you look, it's been 3 months, it's been 6 months, it's been 8 months, and when you go home, the conversations are strained, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, let me make you tea, and it's like you're overcompensating for the absence.
Yeah.
But since I started living with my mom, I closed from work, and I And then there's relationships. I want a family at some point. So I have time to date. I had to make that conscious effort. Even at the point where you say, okay, I'm no longer traveling. It's not because you're not part of the business or you're not part of what's going on. You're aware. But if you don't take that time to yourself, there will be no self to have.
Yeah. Very important.
Okay, so are there any women that you guys would like to celebrate in the music industry? Hence, use or important screen?
Yeah.
Oh, in front of the screen? Oh.
Anybody behind the
I mean, I
behind
have
the scenes,
amazing women in my life. I met Osagi. We spoke about Osagi. Osagi is one of the first people I played Marvin for. You know, I went to one album. I connected to their Bluetooth. I was playing this thing. I was like, "What are you doing?" I see this boy. We're in one album. We're doing this. She was like, ah. She saw my zeal
Spoken
from
about you.
You know, she saw my zeal from the beginning, and she has always spoken about me in good rooms. And so yeah.
I mean, this first time I'm meeting you, but I've heard of you.
Yes.
From her.
Thank you. So another person is Cindy. Cindy from Apex Village.
Psycho Wipe is
Yes,
amazing girl.
Yeah, that's someone who, to be honest, that's the only figure like I could relate to. I kind of like looked at and was like, this girl is living the dream, you know. And like obviously at the time when I was doing my thing, and she was taking me to like, she was shooting music videos and she was giving me opportunities like do the set design. I know nobody was giving me that opportunity, but I told her this is what I do. And then Cindy will be like, babe, I want you to do the set design for this. And it's so much for me, but she's believing that I can put it together. So that's someone I actually celebrate. She's one person that immediately she heard Marvel's sound. She was like, oh man, I'm fucking with you guys. She gave me her distro services as well. So, I mean, that's someone, you know, I'm going to celebrate. Those two women actually did a lot for me.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Who do I celebrate? I feel like I have like 10 names. I'm just like, I'm guessing because I think, again, like before I entered, I was in the entertainment industry, which is crazy because now I work with more women than I ever thought, coming from like a male-dominated background, right? So I think in my team, it's like Onyade, Nikita, Iye, do you get like there's just so many cash up where it's like there's actually so many women I work with now. I would like Party West team, I'm working with all women as well, Aisha, Francisca, Eddie, right? And I think one of the people, like two people that come to my mind, like, which is like two of my best friends, is Issy, and she started like this charity foundation, which like really pushes. She pretty much just started off from like getting donations of 1,000 naira from all her friends and like actually paying for people's hospital bills, stuff like that. And that I've just admired that so much. And then my other friend KG, who pretty much like just started something that she has been talking about for almost 10 years, and it's just like thrifting, like people like doing consignments. I don't know for the word to explain it. Doing consignments, so like reselling your Nigerian designer, mainly clothes, like pre-owned. And like pre-owned, because I think there's no woman that does not say, oh my God, okay, I've worn this outfit once, I worn it twice, or maybe it doesn't fit me the way I want. You always want, and then you're just making money from that. Do you get? So I admire all of that. I admire everything that everyone that I've mentioned does, because I'm always like, you know, like this is amazing. Like we're all doing amazing things in our own separate ways. There's so many other women, like my community. Shout out to them.
I think off the top of my head, two people. First person is Janet. Janet is Asha's manager. Janet is a safe space for me. Janet is one person that I call and she's like, okay, Cake, what is it? She's like, okay, what are we going to do? She listens to me and then also offers advice. And her place is, so sometimes she's like, do you need to get away from all of this? Do you want to come over and stay? So Janet, and I would say Tenny as well. Tenny is, whenever Tenny calls me, which is, I don't know if it's just God, but I'm always in, maybe, I don't want to use the word going through something, or mentally I'm just not. So Tenny is that person that will just call Cake, how are you? How she starts the conversation is, Mama, where are you? This or that one, I'm not seeing you, this or that one. And I'm like, Tenny, she's like, don't give up, okay? Like, there are not a lot of women here. Like, it's not easy, but you just have to continue. And then she's like, Tenny saying stuff like that. And Tenny is a prayer warrior. I don't know if a lot of people know that. So one day she's like, the next day, we're just switching to prayer and lashes. So Tenny is one person that I'm also grateful for. And there's no time that I have called her. If she doesn't pick, when she sees my missed call, she's like, okay, Key, what's happening? What happened? And all of that. So, and I mean, Janet, Tenny, sometimes when I forget who I am or who I can be or who I'm supposed to be, right? These women always remind me, and for that, I'm like grateful for them.
Amazing. So you know, at the beginning, I said I'm different things to different people. So I have different people that I express to, and that's because I think I'm at the point where there's not too many people I can open up to. Big shout outs definitely to Osage, because even from when we were both managers, she was one person I could always speak to and bounce a lot of things off of. Osas Igodaro. I know she's not in the music space, but obviously, yeah. And my clients as well for over 10 years now, where I had her just as I was leaving her Shay. Osas, because of her level of kindness, but at the same time, detachment. I've learned a lot from her, especially with brand representation and stuff like that. Yumi, there's a lady, Yumi, I like to call her a designer. She says she's a creative director, but Yumi is amazing. And then the ladies I work with, they're all younger than me, but they teach me so much every day. There's Blessing, Manafa, there's Kemi Israel, there's Kofo, who is legal. There's Bilha in Kenya, there's Tekla in South Africa, there's Prisna in Tanzania. There's so many women. You, my chairlady at Trace. You know, I call her my chairlady. She's amazing. Very, very down to earth, very logical. And I think at some point I will be able to call you guys these names because I'm not somebody that does one-offs. So off of today, I'm getting your number.
There's a relationship.
Girl, because we're all we've got. And I know you said just women, but there are some men that not just opened doors. They said my name in rooms, and they're not women, but they're big supporters of women. Haudu Malkuri. That man is amazing. Pataran King, big shouts. Always putting women on. There was me for Africa, there was Ricky for International. He believed in women being in charge. And that's one thing I must give him credence for. You know, so I'd like to give a shout to those people specifically. Yeah.
Me, who do I? Oh, Sasha P. She's amazing. Every time I call her, she picks my call. She's always there to listen. She's great. She always comes through. It's giving me a lot of guidance and mentorship, especially because of these talent booking things I'm doing. So it's Didi actually, because every time I call Didi and I will not speak for like months. Then I'll call her and they will just for like 4 hours. They will go again, they will see ourselves. So yeah, I appreciate the women in this space because we also kind of grow up with the ideology that girls are mean, girls are this, girls are that, and it's just nice to see that there are a bunch of us that are okay and happy and great.
Just chopping like
It's really not that deep, you know?
There's another lady, Tiny. We call her Tiny. Temi Tokwe. She's in makeup. I think her makeup line is called Adela Makeup. She's a firecracker. She's tiny like her name. You know Tiny? Look. Tiny is amazing. I love her. Yes.
Okay, so
Rapid fire question before we close out. A song that always motivates you.
Deja vu, Shay vibes.
It's on the
You have like any song.
Any song. Those have to be it.
All gunners are war.
Yeah, I think right now one of the first ones because I listened to it this morning is Dave No Weapons.
Okay, right now, okay. But specific, so you my artist too.
So and then headlines for me.
Really?
Yeah.
And you just be rapping it.
I just need to listen to it and
Oh yeah, for sure.
You're ready for anything.
exactly.
That's a good one, Sha. That's a good one.
I used to gym and all.
It's funny, but I'm being more receptive to new music. So I'll say Kemwell, Fini for some reason. That
those,
look, I'm getting into that. He's amazing though.
He's good.
Yeah.
My record.
Kemal is dope. And he's one to watch out for as well.
Right now, the real EP got me. Like, Asha can't whiz.
Interesting. That's your motivation now.
That's my
Interesting.
Once you don't enter that turbulence like this, what's it called? The project.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the project. One industry myth that needs to disappear.
What?
One industry myth that needs to disappear. What's the myth?
That you need a
Now we
godfather
don't
to
work.
No, that's not one. You need a godfather to survive in this industry.
The entertainment
you
is
need
like
somebody-
glamorous.
Yes. We don't work.
not.
Just play. Like,
Yeah.
you know, everybody thinks we're just. So,
I feel like we even, I don't want to say we work harder than other people. We work more.
It's round the clock.
Yes, that's the
It's
word.
round the clock.
Because
now,
now, yes,
No,
because
1
now,
a.m.,
when I tell my people, please, I'm operating on office hours now, they look at me like I'm
It doesn't
crazy.
apply. No matter how many times you sometimes just like.
So they are calling, they are texting, I'm ignoring, and then they're like, "Boy, you are tweeting, you are posting."
that's the one.
I'm like, yes, but
You can't live your life.
No.
but then
That needs
had-
to die.
Yes, but because I've realized that when you work, I mean, even seeing people outside of Nigeria like work, these people, do you know how many times I'm probably emailing another lawyer in the UK, and next time saying out of office, out of office, out of
Bro,
office.
I feel like we
I
don't have
know,
structure here,
honestly,
so
For real.
They don't joke with their.
always out of office.
must be nice.
Bro, you guys
Must
are
be
out of
nice.
office. And this boy is calling me by 1 a.m. saying
Exactly.
They are so
When
sick
I
players.
realized- When I realized that thing, I say, okay, you people can listen to this person that's out of office. Me, because you don't me too.
One thing the Nigerian music industry needs more of. What do we need more of?
Kindness,
Eh,
understanding.
Yeah.
Giving grace to
Yes.
everything.
Yes.
You understand what they are doing.
Benefit of doubt.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah.
Structure. Sorry.
Structure, very important.
Yes.
But don't know. It goes down to Nigeria is not working, so there's some things that cannot even work.
That's the
So
structure. I think because we're looking outside, because we forget that we're different, even if those things that we our culture influences. So let's build our own.
the way it works, that's cultivate for
Like individually, if you have something that is working, then build it. Put the structure.
They
in order.
UK
Because-
people,
No, it won't be the same. It won't be the same.
Their way of life is
So about
different.
honest.
Well, I get what you mean by structure because there are a lot of things that the artists are not informed. That goes down to you saying, oh, like the artists actually have to go for these
Yeah.
seminars and stuff.
Yes.
They don't know
Yeah,
these
but that's the
things.
They feel they know everybody knows their
No,
rights.
for real,
Like,
big
I've
artists
done
have
this
met
song. I've made it.
very, very big artists. I know I'm calling him Broski. Doesn't know how they upload, doesn't know the process. I'm like, I don't know the music business. Obviously, you'll be fighting every time with you.
Yeah.
I see that's the problem.
And because you're popular, they think you're right.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. So that's why when you get an artist from the beginning, even if you're just meeting the artist halfway or the person's already done with his life, just tell the person that if I'm here to make a difference. And if I'm making a difference, you're paying me to do this thing. You must adhere to this difference.
course.
So if I'm letting you know this is what's happening, you have to just understand.
Absolutely.
Real.
I think also the way people just call prices for some things sometimes. Like there's no regulation or anything. So it's just like this is what's me. I think I think that's why I was
That even applies in distribution too.
everything.
Like, how much are you making? Why are you telling me to give you 200K? Have you seen $10K before?
This conversation is very, very
too.
critical. A lot of people don't understand that. I had to make my artists understand that. See, if we're collecting, even people are still saying that we are wicked, you don't collect money. Don't worry, we don't want that money because I know what I'm. Yeah, he needs to understand that if we get 10K, this 10K now, even if we're dividing it into 5, so it's going into this thing. It's an investment. I need to be able to collect money from somebody and be happy that I know that I am going to deliver. I don't know the idea of just wanting money. And it's, the people that want money don't have an idea of what it is. They just want to know that as I'm popular now, I'm going to have 300K in my account. No, bro, you can't. It's not how it works. And I make sure I tell my artists that you have to know that it's not how it works.
I agree. One thing that also needs to be left behind is thinking that the amount of money they give you in a distribution deal is bragging rights on the streets. It's not free money. Just because maybe you get a 50K and somebody gets a 10K doesn't mean that it's bragging rights. I know it's bragging rights, but do they understand?
It doesn't
That's right,
mean
because it's the industry. It's why it's showbiz, right?
Bruh.
You want to present a larger than
Life
image. It works for some, and then also some people it might not work for. So you know that if for example you're booking me for a show and I come to you, I know that I collected 20K from me, and I say to somebody, the Didi paid me 50K.
Or it makes them look at you bit and look at
Also, but you have to check now.
Yeah, but my craft is already good, right? So I'm on that level where I can say, okay, I got paid 50K. So 20K that Didi is paying me, I said, okay, give me 20K, but he has to give me 2 more shows.
Yeah.
But nobody knows that. I'm going to say, I collected 50K. So you know that before you call Olajumoke, I have 50K or have more, because I know that, yes, you would need to call me. So I think it's how people use it.
Yeah.
You can keep
but to
quiet
actually use money to quantify. Why are you not bragging about the kind of records you're on?
That's what people want to.
But that's what they want to
That's
get.
what they want to hear.
it's the showbiz part of it.
But that's the thing about
it's not.
It's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
We glorify
but
rubbish
you can.
sometimes.
That's the only thing boils down to this artist development thing we're talking about.
I agree.
Down there because honestly, like,
It's not just
there are
about
certain
money.
things I hear. Like I hear from other people, this is what happens. I'm like, do you know I've not experienced this? Because why would my artist be coming to brag to me? Oh, this person took 500K, 700K. But and then we will now look at what you took this money. So what's the deliverable? Like, what are you not delivering?
But it's not even just
that thing. I make sure. Yeah, I actually tell my artist, I see this person has
Understand it.
collected this money that you're coming to tell me about.
But this is
But
what
are
the
you
person-
seeing nothing is happening here? Do you get? You're owing these people. So I just had to put in there that you are going to be owing. I hope you know. It's not me, you. Because at the end of the day, I'll just still do my thing and collect my money.
But that's the gospel just there. But even you've seen fans that would say, that if you collect 100K and you know that, okay, if I put 20 into my music, it will get this, or you're smart about it, you're making informed financial decisions. But
They'll say you're broke.
Exactly. They don't see you buy, today, or say, okay, you put car, you put house, sit down and say, put key.
Thank God for life.
Thank you.
New beginning.
Exactly. Thing in the industry is
Social media, God.
unfortunately, we have to
And it
perform.
messes with their ego.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even when you want to say, okay, I'm focused, when you see some people and you know that some people you're actually doing well,
My friend
sometimes
was
we
there,
need that
guys.
validation.
But you have to let, like, that's the thing. At the same time, I was just saying this as a development, because if these people are disciplined enough and they know the pros and cons of this industry, I always tell artists that you cannot just tell me you're doing music and unless you just don't want to make money from it, no problem. But if you're making money from music, you need to understand the music business. If you don't understand it, that's it's very integrated. Like, you can't tell me, I just want to do music for doing music.
Yeah.
And then you now still come and tell me, where's the money I'm making from the music? Which one is your own? Like, if you want to know the money, you have to know the process of making that money. So when it's time to share money or something, you're not arguing with me or shouting about, this is my money, this is my, you've duped me, you have done this one to me. Meanwhile, you don't even know what you're talking about. So it happens a lot to a lot of them.
Okay. My final question. If we have this conversation again in 5 years, what changes would you like to see for African women in the industry?
More
respect.
respectful, more earlier we spoke about ownership, equity,
ownership.
more like music, or not even just music, entertainment, business, like led by, not even just led, owned. Because I don't even, the way, in the next 5 years, personally, I want to be in this space, but not the way that you are now. I want to be somewhere south of France, somewhere Chile. And people are saying, what does Jumoke do for a living? I just want to know that I have things in place that will I just want to be seeing their lips. To be honest.
I saw it.
Yeah, so I want for women, I want, more institutions that are owned by women.
Yeah.
Into ownership. Because I feel like when a lot of us own a lot of things that these men love, sorry to you guys.
The people that will actually bring value will be they'll be included.
But just doing it the right way too as well.
more equity, I think. More presence, because I feel that our softness is, it's part of us. Some of us come across as very hard, not because we don't have softness inside of us, but I want to see more women being wholesome in their femininity, but in places of ownership, and also in good positions alongside the men that have to exist in these spaces with us. It's not a competition of who's higher or who's better or who's more successful or who's in charge. The perfect balance, I think, is what I want to see, where women are earning what they deserve. I want to see more female artists in the space that are fulfilled and are successful and are owning businesses outside of just being musicians. I want to see that. I want to see more women buying football teams like Thames is doing. I want to see more women opening what Tiwa and Thames have opened for other, it's a chain reaction. I want to see more stable industries created within the music industry that makes the career of women in music eternal or perpetual. We don't need to drop out because we're pregnant. We don't need to drop out because we got married. We don't need to drop out because our husband scooped us to another country. We need to function. And I want to see that.
More acceptance, more, with everything you guys have said. I'd say more, just like more men that are helping women do better, putting them in those positions. More allies. That's the word I was looking for.
Like that.
Thank you. More allies. Yeah. Yeah, you know what? Yes. Honest, genuine allies. Yeah. For sure. I think that would just help again. Chain reaction. Once somebody's helping this and it's actually somebody that is put in a position because of the value they're bringing, what they're actually doing, not just because they're a woman
or they know this person.
Yeah, or they know this person, then yes, I think everything would work all around.
Okay, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Creative Control Days and Nights. I think it was a really insightful and a really fun conversation. And make sure that you celebrate women this month and all the time.
Every day,
All day.
Every minute.
time.
Women do it better.
Yeah.
They do.
Same time, same place, next time, people.
Bye.
Bye.